Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Let's hear it, Arklatex Speedway. Fourth row to the inside of the Outlaw Chassis. Number 90, it's Jody D. Jody Davidson from West Monroe. Outside the 58 of the Pink Racing entry of Tiffany Welch. 12 is Bo Perry. He's been hot as a firecracker coming into tonight. Jonathan Maxwell in 13, 8 laps. Here we go, race fans. The lights are out. This Tuesday night, Firecracker 40 is underway live on IMCA TV. As we head off in the one for the first time. In this 8-lap affair, the top two go to the main event. The rest will have to go to one of two B mains. They fan out and try to go 3 wide there momentarily down the back straightaway. Cameron Furr did not get out to start this one from the pole position. It pushed the 07 of Thad Royal to the pole, and he in the 7 of the youngster, who's going to be a future lineman for Louisiana College next season, or this season rather. The TNT pick apart number 7 as they go 3 wide for the race lead into 1 and 2. Here comes Justin Jaws trying to take over the race lead. As Royal got a little cattywampus there in the middle of 1 and 2, and they go side by side down the back straightaway to turn number 3. Jody D's on his march to the front. He's up to 3rd now in 90. Off of 4, Whitehead's going to slide in front of the nose of the big man, the 7 of Cortland Smith. He'll relinquish the top spot. The driver to the Spencer & Son Timber, Bordelon Septic Systems, A&T Delivery, Thompson Motorsports, 36J, Justin Whitehead may get some more company here with Big Sexy. Cortland Smith. Here comes Davidson. Jody Davidson, who acquired an Outlaw chassis this offseason from the 36J, may just put the heat on Justin and wrestle that lead away from him. His chassis builder manufacturer going to get some pressure here. Whitehead, the man who built that number 90, lurking at the bottom of the racetrack. Boy, I'll tell you what, a Mudcat couldn't go any lower in the river than he's gone right there. As he rolls through 3 and 4, side by side for the race lead off of turn number 4 here at Arklatex Speedway tonight in your first couple of laps here this Tuesday night Firecracker 40 on IMCA TV live into 1. Jody Davidson rolling right around the hub of the Arklatex Speedway. He'll smash the loud pedal. He says, sit down, take a seat. Justin Whitehead, the 7-time Cajun Cruiser Classic winner, the winningest driver here at Arklatex over the last 8 years. Gonna fade and go to 2nd here. That is very, very, I want to say odd, folks, but I'll tell you, this fella is absolutely dominated here around the Arklatex. If this is your first time to watch racing from this area, as it looks like Cameron Furr, who would have been your initial pole sitter, but didn't make it out in time, is having trouble with that one. Sorry, he'll go to the pits. Came out late. Whitehead doing everything he can. He's searching the Arklatex Speedway Racing Service, but Jody Davidson right now has got a hammer underneath the hood. The racetrack is definitely hooked up right now. And this place often slicks off. I mean, this early into the program, not sure what you could come to expect, but doesn't stay as hammered down all night long. We'll see what happens. The white flag is out, and Jody Davidson's gone. He'll go heads up, should start on the pole tonight's main event. If he can hold it on, it looks like he shouldn't have any trouble. Very, very rare, folks, to run down 36J, and it's one thing to leave him in your tire tracks. As there was no dust here in heat race number 1. The 90 of Jody Davidson walks the dog. He wins it. Followed by the 36J of Justin Whitehead. The 7-time Cajun Classic winner will come home in the bridesmaids. Good run there for the youngster, Cortland Smith. He'll have to sit on the front row of a B-main later on, though. 4th, we'll go to the 215 of Evans and Louisiana. AMS car underneath the hood for Walt Adams. Gary Lipscomb in the Barton Glass Cook Embroidery number 19. Craig Oakes back, top flight security of the world. Your reigning 5th annual Factory Stock 50 winner. He's in Kelly Lockheed's number 14 car tonight. Oh, no, Kelly Lockheed's there in the 14, sorry. Craig is in Billy Davis's 91. Interestingly enough, he swaps his 91 for another 91. Little bit of contact there on the start. Sean Graham got a good start. Here comes Myers. He goes 4 wide there off the exit of turn number 2 is the 29 of Jonathan Stewart. Did not get the start that he was looking for. Holy smokes. Not sure what happened to Jace there, but the car did not get up under power, and he's faded all the way to the tail nearly as Oaks at the tail of 91, driving a car that he has never driven before. That's Billy Davis's number 91 entry. Billy had a very respectable run here for the 5th annual Factory 50. As on his march to the front, here comes the Bossier City Outlaw, Cody Myers in 55. Some drive in 55 tonight. A slight right up in front of the nose of the D28 of Derek Daniel for the second spot. He's got it. He'll take second away from the D28 of Derek Daniel, who fades to third now. The 83 of Calvin Tucker rides there. The number 83 of the Houston, Texas racer rolls off before with his crosshairs down to the back bumper to the number D28 of Derek Daniel. Derek Daniel about to receive some company here. He'll head off into 1. Still underway. Off of turn number 4 is looking like it's going to be an all Jody Davidson, Louisiana front row tonight with trouble. Sean Graham from Shreveport, Louisiana. If he can hold on. A pair of Cajuns going to look to start on the front row. One out of Northwest and one from Northeast Louisiana. As Sean Graham is absolutely walking the dog. He's throwing the keys on the counter and he's checking out on them. So rolling down the back straightaway there at the midpoint. He'll come across this time to see one more trip around the Arclotech Speedway for the driver to the Hitman Designs, WW Timber, Triple X Rocket. With WCH Power providing the power underneath the hood, built by Jamie Wills. He'll hit off into 1. Off of 2 down the back straightaway for the final time into 3 and 4. Once again, the driver of the Billy White sponsored WW Timber, Hitman Designs, Triple X Rocket. Trouble. Sean Graham wins factory stock heat race number 2 in commanding fashion. Second, we'll go to the 55, who had some drive there, of Cody Myers out of Bossier City. Third, we'll go to the Houston racer, Calvin Tucker. 4th place finisher at the SmackDown a couple of weeks ago at Texarkana, Dalton Faulkner in 27. Outside, the 87 of the youngster, Aaron Green, the 19-year-old. Inside of row number 3, to the 20 of Neil Kemp, 3-wheel Neil, the 4th annual Factory 50 champion. J-Wheel, Jacob Wilburn at 66 in the HM Chassis House Car. 4th row is the 2K of Nicholas Kirby. The Nightmare, Michael Knighton, last 30 night's main event winner, and the Monster Truck Nationals at the Boot Hill Speedway down the road in Greenwood. Colt 45, and hey, baby, that's all you need. It's Dean Rasco and Colt 45, and they go 3 wide for the race lead momentarily, trying to make it go. Trying to went 4 wide, went ahead and went 3 wide for second as well. That's Aaron Green splitting the gap and shooting out of a cannon. Green with a big push there, though. He'll get a, oh, baby. That was odd. So that really put those 2 white cars there from the in-house to the out-house. The 11R of Rance Prince about drove underneath the fuel cell of the number 87 of Aaron Green, the youngster. Both youngsters, actually both the same age, nearly came to a screeching halt there as the 87 pushed up the track. Thought he had more problems, but nonetheless, they fade all the way to the tail as Luxburg, Arkansas's Lee Carver led the first lap and the second one here in Vivian tonight. Down the back straightaway, door-to-door for second. The K-Mo Racing, number 27 of Dalton Faulkner, who showed up and showed out at every place he's ran around the Arclotech this season. Heard a lot about this fella from a proud sponsor of the Firecracker 40, Kenny Montgomery, this season. So keep your eyes on him. Came up and ran the Comp Cam Super Dirt Series event at the Timberline Speedway not long ago, actually on March the 31st to be exact. He came up and really showed out up there, won his heat race, and finished top 5 in the main event. Been stellar. Wins at 105 Speedway in Cleveland this season, and Willis wins all over the great state of Texas for the driver who just relinquished second and went to third for Faulkner. Your top three tighter than the top string on a Texas fiddle right now as they head off into 3 and 4. Here comes Faulkner. He smells the back bumper to the number 20 of Club 20 suspension entry of 3-wheel Neil. Neil Kemp out of Kirby, Arkansas, who now piloting his own car. He manufactured, built this car from the ground up himself as Lee Carver. We've seen this show before as they go side by side for the race lead as they head down the back straightaway to turn number 3. And trying to go 3 wide. Faulkner is going to smell the bottom of the hub of the racetrack as they roll off at turn number 4. The white flag is waving up high over the Arcotech Speedway from Lil Easy One Wyatt Williams. I'll explain Lil Easy One in a minute. But into 1, the 5F of 3-wheel. Or Lee Carver. Not mistake. 3-wheel Neil Kemp rolling the hub. As the final time through turn 3 and 4, they're going to drag race to the line off of 4. Neil Kemp stole $5,000 out of the pocket of Lee Carver before, but he won't do it here tonight in Vivian in the heat race. Lee Carver from Locksburg wins a thriller in heat race number 3 tonight for the factory stocks presented by BFCU.org. Drivers pushes the progression week in and week out on the docket to be RaceOnTexas.com's breakout driver of the year, Josh Greenwald in 27. 81, who was looking for his 4th straight win at Boot Hill the last race. It's Ricky Ingalls. Uncle Ricky at a long view in number 81. David Edwards in D3. Brian Cook at a 4 in the Outlaw Chassis number 100. And Steve Turnage in the number 25. Turnage Motorsports need to go 3 wide for second. They 3 wide all the way near the tail. You need multiple sets of eyeballs to see all the great action right here on the opening circuit. And to turn number 3, Ingalls fits it down to the inside of the 4 of Vic Jr. Vic Jr. turns down the challenge for now. As they head back off into 1, that Ford Power J27 of Scotty Case is absolutely walking the dog. That clean air out front, not having to really settle the score with any of these competitors. He jumped right off from the drop of the hat in this one and separated himself. Wow, Brian Cook just pushed like a dump truck through turns 3 and 4, slid right across the nose of the 27 of Greenwald. Greenwald tries to take advantage here. Looking back there about mid-pack as they try to get around the L17 as they go 3 wide there. They will. They'll get around Griffin as Ingalls now sliding up in front of the nose of the 4 of Vic Jr. Vic Jr. checks the throttle, drives back underneath. Great race for second as the great race back there in the mid-pack continues on as well. Good stuff here at Arcotech early on. Ricky Ingalls may have the best car on the racetrack, but he had too much time that he dealt with the 4 of Vic Jr., which halted his progress towards the front. He would need a caution, I believe, right now to get up there and do anything with the 27 of Case. We've seen this story before as well. We just saw the previous race in between 2 guys who raced hard on the final lap for $5 grand last year. Well, this year, for the Pelicans 2018 running in the factory style class, it was all Scotty Case in the J27, who is about the same margin out front that he was that night when the 81 of Ricky Ingalls, who runs second here, ran him down the lake going and literally got beat. Nearly stole that race away from the J27 of Scotty Case on the final turn of the final lap at the line. Got beat by about a half a cat's whisker was the 81 of Ingalls. So Ricky Ingalls, the uncle to his nephew, Jason Ingalls, of course, who is promoting this race, and the fabricator of Ingalls Racing Performance Chassis at Longview, Texas. Ricky Ingalls, the former 1996 Southern Non-Professional Racing Series late model champion. Ricky Ingalls knows his way around this racetrack. Didn't win his first one here, though. Obviously, this racetrack's still fairly new. First season was in 03. First full year was in 04. But Ingalls won his first race here back in 2015 in the Limited Modified. Been out of late model racing now since the early 2000s. Or not early 2010s anyway, if that makes sense. 2010, I believe, is the last starting one. Nonetheless, off of 4, a face full of checkered flag goes to the J27 from Calhoun. Scotty Case takes the win in commanding fashion. Third, we'll go to the 81 of Uncle Ricky Ingalls in the Laser chassis. Third, we'll go to the 5-time track champ Doug Vick Jr. And a great battle there for 4th. We'll go to the D3 of David Edwards. Now to Houston, Texas on the AERE powered. It's Garrett Higgins. I'll get you these full lineups. My mistake on that. I'll get you these full lineups here in just a moment. So Garrett Higgins going to take the green flag. Higgins going to send him off into 1 and 2. Chad Melton on the outside from that 71 car going to grab the race lead. The Flower Mound Texan into 3. Tyler Stevens from Searcy, Arkansas. Razor Edge Graphics man supplied the checks for this event. Here comes the thriller. Cade Dillard of the Day Motorsports. Tommy Fain Motorsports number 97. Last year's 7th place finisher in the race for Hope 74. Mark Martin's big event at Batesville Motor Speedway. Should be a great one coming up. I'll give you the dates on that here in just a few moments. As we go at it off at turn number 4, it'll be Melton out front with the race lead. And that Harris chassis, he leads off into 1. Searcy, Arkansas, Tyler Stevens, who absolutely dominated when he came around the Arcotech, most recently the Texarkana 67 Speedway. Stevens on the throttle into turn number 3. As they roll off of 4, Milton way out front with a comfortable advantage right now. Dillard putting pressure on second of Stevens. 2 good friends. Obviously, Tyler Stevens wraps Cade Dillard's number 97 Mars race car, late model as well as his open wheel modified program. And Dillard got a good run there in the turn number 3. He'll pull to the back tail tank of the number deuce. Searcy, Arkansas's Tyler Stevens just to the outside of Conway, Arkansas. Roebling, Louisiana, trying to rise to the occasion here. Mentioned earlier, Cade Dillard won his first ever National Touring Series race right here at Arklatex Speedway in 2014, November 5th, on my birthday, as a matter of fact. He gets a good bike there to the outside of that Tommy Fain Motorsports entry. They'll go side by side for second. Down the front boulevard, back into turn number 1. Melton still holds on to the race lead way out front with a comfortable advantage right now. It's Hammer Down, Doug Drown right now. Hammer Down on the Arklatex Speedway. Chris Carter's back in the 4th spot. So Garrett Higgins rounds out your top 5. The battle for second, and that war continues to wage on here. Dillard's trying everything he can. He'll try the high side. He'll get back on the throttle and try to find some momentum off the top shelf. The white flag is out for the final trip around the Arklatex Speedway and IMC Modified Speedway Motors Heat Race number 1. Final trip down the back straightaway. Searcy, Arkansas. Tyler Stevens hold off the charge from Royal Louisiana's Cade Dillard. The Thriller going to try to wow the crowd and do what he does. Off of turn number 4, it won't be enough though to grab second. Your winner going to go to Chad Milton in 71. Second, we'll go to Searcy, Arkansas's Tyler Stevens. Third, we'll go to the 97 of the Thriller, Cade Dillard. Double check on that. Off of 4, down the boulevard. As we drop the hammer once again and get this one underway. This driver just saw his driver, Cade Dillard, go to a solid top 3 finish. Oh, and speaking of Tommy Fain, Tommy Fain hit a banana peel. So Weaver going to smash the loud pedal. We'll get back underway here at Arklatex. Off of 4, we're back underway. The heat race number 2 for the IMCA mods. Here comes Denny G. They're 3 wide here for third. Off of 2, headed on the back straightaway. Western Flyer Chassis Guru. Curtis Allen way up top where Grandpa keeps the good bourbon. He'll continue up top. He'll smash the loud pedal off of 4, even the way with the Day Motorsports number 15 to Denny G. Here comes Oaks. Top flight security of the world, Craig. They'll head off back into 1 and 2 and go back to the inside of the 4X of Sanders. It's tighter than the top string on the Texas fiddle. Said that once tonight. Might say it a few more. The racing right now from second on back, phenomenal. Oaks trying to fit it back to the inside. Craig Oaks has a lot of experience in the Southern Sport mods as well in factory stocks over his career, but I don't believe Craig's raced in an IMCA modified to my knowledge. And I know quite a bit about Craig Oaks, now the 25-year-old driver out of Marshall, Texas. Formerly raced out of Jonesville, Texas. Won his first ever race at the age of 11 years old at the Boot Hill Speedway down the road in Greenwood. And I tell you what, Craig is feeling it tonight, folks. He has already disposed of one of the hottest drivers around the Arklatex right now in the form of the 15 of Frankston, Texas racer Denny Gabar, and he's working on second. He'll slide up in front, and he'll take the second spot away. Here comes Craig Oaks. Oaks, who raced the Chili Bowl back in January at the Tulsa Expo Center. And I'm telling you right now, Craig is feeling it. This is the same car, though. This Larry Shaw chassis is the one that Drew Armstrong, who has been strong all season long at Texarkana 67 Speedway, where we go tomorrow night, which will also be live on IMCA TV. Be sure to go ahead and get tuned up for that. But I'm telling you right now, Craig Oaks undoubtedly has the fastest car on the racetrack, and it may be just a matter of time before he blows the stickers off that number 8 dub. Here he comes. I didn't say top flight security of the world, Craig, for nothing. The white flag is out, and he's going to have to go and go now. Here comes Craig Oaks for the race lead. He'll go to the inside. Not enough, though. That momentum just that little half a lane higher for the 8 dub of Weavers. We got one stopped right here off the exit of turn number 4. They're going to drag race to the checkers. Oaks can get the car to rotate and get straight. It won't be enough. The 8 dub of Weaver wins it. Oaks follows a close second. Third, we'll go to the 15 of Denny Gabar. From Houston, Texas in the number 32. Outside will be the 17 of Cody Tidwell. Rounding out the field, driving the Sestair Plumbing, Dave Motorsports, raised chassis number 71K of Kevin Sestair. The Rains County Rocket from Emory, Texas. 6 cars, 8 laps. The top 2 go to the main event. The rest will have to go to one of the 2 Bs. The lights are out. Here we go. Winslet got the whole shot. He'll head off into 1 and 2. Trying to go 3 wide. They go side by side there for a second. Here comes the Rains County Rocket. living up to his moniker. He rockets up to the 4th spot. He'll try to the inside for 2nd and 3rd off of turn number 4 down the front boulevard into 1. Here comes the Emory Texan racer, Kevin Sister. He'll work on 3rd. He'll get it. He'll tell Mike Morris to sit down and take a seat for him. Morris will sit down, take a seat, but he'll hold off 5th and 6th as he holds on to 4th as they roll off of 4. Winslet getting a little cattywampus there off of 4. Nonetheless, holds on to the lead as he heads back off into 1. Hustling that GRT chassis built by Joe Garrison into 1 and 2. So it looks like the K1, the Team Friday Motorsports entry of Bryce Clark, did not make it out. So Bryce Clark, no, he did make it. My mistake. He's at the tail there in the K1. My mistake, folks. So 17 of Cody Tidwell holding on to a pretty wheel here. He holds on to 2nd, keeping the 71K of the Rains County Rocket of Kevin Sister in his hip pocket. Tidwell still holds on to 2nd off of 4. Winslet out front on his lonesome by about 5 car lengths into turn number 1. David Winslet in his first IMCA modified start in quite some time. He used to race iStocks here at the speed plant back in 2005. David Winslet began his racing career back in 1999 in a mini stock, a Ford Pinto. Raced later on, won a 2001 track championship at the Boot Hill Speedway, the points title at Boot Hill, and that track was a 3/8 mile paperclip style oval. Now, of course, it's back to a quarter mile. But Winslet's been in an open wheel modified since 2006. Very versatile driver is Winslet as he rolls off of 4 down the front straightaway. Can't tell, sounds like his car may be banging out or one of the other competitors. Nonetheless, it's enough to keep him out front, though, with a comfortable advantage, and he'll roll off of 3 and 4 to the face full of checkered flag this time. South Bossier City, Louisiana to the front. David Winslet wins heat race number 3 for the IMC Modifieds by half a nose. The number 17, Cody Tidwell, ends up 2nd, holding off the Rains County Rocket of Kevin Sisley in the 915. Chris Elliott, a good shoe as well. Keep your eyes on him. Outside will be Britton Wager. And the 318 inside of the 3rd one. It'll be 5F of Drake Finley. Outside is the Baytown Bullet, Eric Thornton, 260. Jeff Hogue in 97. The lights are out. Here we go. As we send them off into 1 and 2. Ooh, Armstrong push just a little bit. They go 3 wide here for 3rd. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3. The 77 of Brad Calhoun going to look to lead the first lap, and he'll smash the loud pedal. He will. Brad Calhoun to the front here in Vivian, Louisiana tonight. Brad Calhoun working it. Working the wheel. A true worker of the wheel is Calhoun, no doubt about it. And he's got a great young shoe right there behind him. The brother-in-law to Kevin Swindell. It's the 01A of Drew Armstrong. Drew Armstrong has absolutely been annihilating the competition all season long at Texarkana. He'll be an absolute major threat tomorrow. He'll be, I guess, the proverbial favorite going in tomorrow night's event. But so many great racers here. It's hard to pick one favorite. That's, of course, Armstrong with 6 wins down the road this season in Texarkana. And he'll be a threat here tonight. Hey, this thing is far, far from over. Definitely not picking any favorites, that's for sure. As we're in our 4th IMC Modified Heat of 6 this evening as they roll off of board. Brad Calhoun still out front with the lead. Calhoun rolling a lane a little bit higher than the 01A of Armstrong, but Armstrong ready to pounce now. His 4th night out in this brand new Larry Shaw chassis. Will he throw the slider? Nope. He'll get on the binders there, allow Calhoun to skate right back by on the outside of the Architect Speedway. Calhoun still leads. The Baytown Bullet, Eric Thorne, having a strong run from 6th. He's up to 3rd. And that Olsey Jackson powered Dust Devil chassis. I'm sorry. In the Cam chassis. Of course, his brother-in-law, Chase Allen, manufactures the Chase Allen Motorsports chassis and promoting this event tonight. Calhoun went way high, wide, and handsome that time. Was able to keep the car. Oh, and the car stepped out from underneath him just a little bit. That's the name of the game right now. You got to keep all tires straight and keep the momentum underneath you. And here comes Armstrong with the slider. Oh, not quite the slider. He just slid right up in front of the nose, and Calhoun got way loose there off of 4. The white flag is out. Armstrong did everything he was supposed to do there to get that, to make Calhoun work it. Final time through 3 and 4. Meticulously worked his way to the lead. Smooth as butter tonight. He's on a roll. Drew Armstrong wins heat race number 4. Brad Calhoun led 7, but not the 8th and final one that counted. 3rd victory of the 260 of the Baytown Bull from New Waverly, Texas. And the number 49R. Your 5th IMC Modified Heat of 6. We get ready to drop the hammer. Marcus Burnt going to look to slide up in there on the race lead on Austin Carnley. Carnley tries to check the throttle and go underneath. Here comes Jeff Taylor. Jeff Taylor going to roll the hub of the Arklatex Speedway down the front boulevard. Hashtag Peyton's brother into one. Down the back straightaway to turn number 3. Leading in the first lap, trying to lead the second circuit here in Vivian tonight. Rolling off of 4, down the front boulevard from that top shelf. It's all Marcus Burnt. Jeff Taylor trying to find his niche around the Arklatex Speedway right now. It's been quite some time since he's raced here. Down the back straightaway, heading into turn number 3 once again. Here comes Big T, Tyler Townsend. And that Day Motorsports Transmissions Unlimited TNT pick apart entry. Here comes Townsend. Tyler Townsend, who's raced all the way from the bottom of the map all the way up to Deer Creek Speedway in Minnesota and Spring Valley. This youngster can get it done. Has one here at Arklatex in an Arklatex Wing modified, as well in an outlaw style mod as they roll off of 4. Down the boulevard, they're side by side for the race lead. Jeff Taylor living up to his moniker. He's an animal. Scratching, clawing his way to the top spot, but here comes Townsend. As hard as Taylor's having to push it, he's having to push it probably even a hair a little bit harder as Townsend is making him earn it, folks. It is tighter than the top string on a what? In 1 and 2. This is a great one right now, folks. What more do you want, race fans? Right now, these guys are duking it out, and you're getting your bang for your buck. They may bang a little bit of doors here for the race lead. So very important. This one position with as many cars that are in the pit area could be a major difference in starting second or starting on a different row in the main event. As Jeff Taylor got a little loose there off of turn number 2, but he smashes that crate power to the test down the back straightaway. Heading back off into turns number 3 and 4. Townsend going to take over the race lead. How about it for Big T? Tyler Townsend, the 22-year-old young phenom who has taken his last 2 years off from dirt track racing. Showed up at Boot Hill Speedway a few weeks ago, and I tell you, I was excited to see him. Townsend held off one of the best drivers from the Arklatex region in the form of Winnigan Chris Hennigan to win the 38th annual Louisiana State Dirt Track Championship several years ago, but he'll roll off before and win his first IMC modified heat in his career at Arklatex tonight. Tyler Townsend from Hallsville, Texas wins it in a thriller tonight in your 5th IMC modified. Hey. Inside of 2, it's Kyle Cummings driving the number 12 tonight for Jason Ingalls. Kyle Cummings from Sibley. Troy Shaberg in the 7S from Little Rock. Inside of 3, it'll be William Gould out of Calera, Oklahoma in 60. 21M is Peyton Morrison. So 6 cars ready to go 8 laps of distance. Kyle Cummings making his first IMC modified start in quite some time. Former Southern Non-Professional Racing Series ace. Matter of fact, Kyle Cummings won the first ever late model race held here at Arklatex Speedway back in May of 2007. As they head off into 1, they go side by side for the race lead. Kyle Cummings going to throw Rob Slot into his hip pocket and sidestep him down the back straightaway. Kyle Cummings driving Jason Ingalls, IRP chassis. East Texas Hauling and Rigging, Day Motorsports. Matco Tools by Bradley, Mr. Plumber, sponsored number 12. Slot will fade to second now. Shaberg holding off a charge from the 2013 IMCA Modified National Champion, William Gould out of Calera, Oklahoma. Oh, and right in front of William, Shaberg lost the handle there. Nearly the only thing that kept him straight was Gould. Shaberg been racing a lot this season, obviously down the road at Texarkana 67 Speedway, where we'll find him again tomorrow night, I do imagine, as Gould plans to be there as well. Off of 4, Kyle Cummings doing a fine job tonight, holding on to the pretty wheel and has a steady right foot. To my knowledge, the first time I've seen Kyle Cummings behind the wheel of this car. He did race one of Ingalls' IRP chassis down in Baytown, Texas in the Winter Nationals several years ago. Rob Slot continues to hold on to second. Shaberg holding on to third. Over the 60 of William Gould. That's your top 4. Peyton Morrison running out the top 5, who's about a straightaway behind at 21M. 2 to go, 6 scored. 2 laps to go, 6 laps scored. 1.5 laps to go when he meets the midpoint there out of the back straightaway for Kyle Cummings out of Minden, Louisiana. Kyle Cummings, the son of the late great Rusty Cummings, the former 1998 Super Late Model champion. Of course, lost to Rusty Cummings back in 2011 to ALS. For any folks that are interested in reading an awesome book, check out For a Million Summers that Rusty Cummings wrote something that he left this in it with his memory. Off of 4, a face full of checkered flag goes to the second generation racer Kyle Cummings from Minden, Louisiana. Rob Slot from New Waverly, Texas grabs second over Sheaberg. So 3 different states occupy your top 3. How about that? No, 4 different states. 1-year-old on the pole, it'll be the F5 of Skeet Amison from New Boston, Texas. Outside of Skeet, it'll be the 24 of Jacob Church from Grand Prairie, Texas. Inside of 2, Uncle Ricky Ingalls and number 81. Outside is Danny Stevens in the 32. Scotty Kelton and the 49K. Will Carter from Viola, Texas in the 8C. Justin Aubrey Whitehead. Jaws there in the 36J. TJ Tollison in the 38T. And Billy Gould in 60. So the 32 just entered the racetrack. That's Danny Stevens, was scheduled to start outside of row number 2 in the 4 spot. He doesn't make it out. So here come off of the 4. Lead lap number 1. It'll go to the veteran racer Skeet Amison. Skeet Amison's been doing it, folks, for quite some time. Race with the best of them. Former teammate with Doug Ingles in the late models. As Skeet, several Southern Non-Professional Racing Series late model wins to his credit over the years. Been racing a lot the last couple of years in a super stock. Had his share of wins at the new Timberlawn Speedway over in Crowley, Texas. And has been making his hay this season in a limited modified and in the factory stock division. Off of 4, Amison leads. The Watley veteran racer, the 61-year-old out front. Jacob Church out of Grand Prairie, Texas, in the KCW Recovery LLC Dirt Defender Stevensville Starter Electric Capital Electric Motor Service J-Mac Bodies Express Chassis number 24. Jacob Church holding on to a strong second here. Justin Whitehead and the Spencer Sun Timber A&T Delivery Foam Pros RaceOnTexas.com Sains 436J as rose his way up the 3rd. The 6-year-old veteran Ricky Ingalls, who set quick time here in his factory stock to lock himself into the 6,000 to win. 5th annual factory stock 50. And the number 81 holding on the 4th. Amison continues to lead the herd into 1 and 2 with a sizable advantage there over the 24 of Upchurch. A little bit of experience probably paying dividends right now for the F5 of Amison, as though it appears that the line is right there on the cushion that is built up there on the top shelf of the Arcotech Speedway as they'll send it off into 1 and 2 for the final time. He's led 7 of them. He's trying to lead the final one that counts. He jumped it just a little bit there as Whitehead goes for second on Upchurch. Whitehead can't get the job done. He tried it, though. He'll send it back to the bottom in 3 or 4 of the Arcotech Speedway. They'll try to put the heat on Upchurch. He'll drag race to the line to the checkers. Upchurch will hold on and get second. Your winner, of course, goes to the F5 of Skeet Amison. Your unofficial top 4, 48. And inside of the 4th row, it's Rapid Roy. Aaron Roy, welcome back, Aaron. He's back in the saddle again. Mark Underwood Jr., the 27A, and Rodney White, your reigning $10,000 winner of the Southern Sport Mod Nationals. The lights are out. We're underway. Blackwell and B17, a ball made contact. It looks like, I don't know, we got a wild start. That was 3 wilds for you. It was that. IMCA Southern Sport Mod Heat Race number 2 getting ready to take the green flag. 8 laps of distance. On the pole, it's Kevin Peters, feature race winner here this year at Longview, Texas. We'll take the green and get this one underway after our 2nd rain delay tonight. As the green flag goes up high in the sky by Wyatt Williams, we'll send them off into 1 and 2. The track going to be a little treacherous here on the start. They're 3 wide back here for 5th. As they head down the back straightaway to turn number 3 and 4. Thomas Blackwell going to ride in 2nd behind your race leader, Kevin Peters, off of 4. 3rd will be the innovative chassis number B17 of the Farmerville Freight Train, Brandon Ball. Ball trying to rise to the occasion and work on Thomas Blackwell for 2nd. Can't get the job done. Blackwell continues to hold on to the bridesmaids' arms in this one. As the 21 of Peters, who won a race here this season, back on June the 9th, won here on June the 9th after a stellar battle with Colton Ewan. Right now, the innovative chassis, Chris Bound Performance Shocks number B17. Brandon Ball, the Farmerville Freight Train, fresh off a $2,000 victory at Chatham Raceway 2 Saturday nights ago, going to work on Blackwell for 2nd. Blackwell not having any of it. He says, "Get out of my house." Brandon Ball undoubtedly has more laps here than Blackwell over the last several years. Ball, a former $3,000 winner here to the Tootsie Smith Memorial, and won his first ever race at the racetrack he just most recently won at. I mentioned a few moments ago on June the 23rd, won 2000 at Chatham. Won his first ever race for a $4,000 victory there back in 2009 at the Spooky 50. So in the 3, Peters is absolutely walking the dog. He's throwing the keys on the counter. He'll be checking out. Already crossing the flag stand is Peters now. The 15 of Blackwell still holding on and holding off a strong charge from the B17 of Ball. Ball pushes up the racetrack just a little bit there and allows the 15 a little bit of breathing room. Kevin Peters out front all on his lonesome. Holding on to a pretty wheel here in Vivian, Louisiana tonight. Trying to do what he did the last time out. Tonight, though, will be a feather in the cap and a major shot in the arm for just winning a heat race of this style of competition in the house. You'll see the white flag. One more quarter-mile trip around the speed plant here in Vivian, Louisiana tonight. Blackwell has done a fine job of holding back the advances of Farmerville Freight Train Brandon Ball. And Ball nearly just pushed up and took them both out. The best battle is for 4th, but off of 4. The 21 of Kevin Peters going to take the dub. The Longview Texan puts a clinic on in heat race number 2. Blackwell will come across the stripe to grab 2nd and 15. The Freight Train from Farmerville, Brandon Ball will finish 3rd. And 4th, we'll go to Shongaloo, Louisiana. Like 13, 14 times.
No.
Well, we're going to go racing here. I'll get back to you. Think about it. The 90 of Jody Davidson going to smash the loud pedal and get underway here at Arklatex. For all you folks that are watching live on IMCA TV, this is one of our young phenoms in the works. By the time he's 13, he's going to be lapping all these guys. Now the back straightaway, the Marshall Missile gets disposed of here early by the 20 of Tidwell as they go into turn number 3. Clint Fletcher, to my knowledge, making his first start at Arklatex tonight. As Jody Davidson. Davidson already did something that a lot of drivers, I don't want to say they dream of doing, but they would definitely like to do, is run down Justin Whitehead in a heat race at a factory stock and hunt him down and dispose of him. He already did that tonight. And tonight, though, he starts on the pole position and won't have much work out behind him because he has already got about a straightaway on his competition. And nothing but a clear front window. Racetrack awfully, definitely different right now as before we got that rain delay. As you can see, everybody kind of trying to keep their car pinned to the low side. You saw Alex Williams just shoot up the racetrack there off of turn 4. That's the best battle list for 2nd. The 20 of the Harleton, Texas Racer allows Williams to get back by the Marshall Missile, putting a bumper on the 20 of Tidwell. They did a hard battle last weekend at Boot Hill, or on Saturday night. Keep forgetting it's a Tuesday night, as that was just a few days ago in Greenwood. As Grigsby is the Boot Hill Speedway point leader. Mentioned earlier, the former 29th overall pick by the Houston Astros. Driving the Marshall Lubin Auto, JCT Auto Sales. 5-star builders, one call staffing, True Love Law Firm number 69. He's in that brand new IRP Chassis FX Series car built by Jason Ingalls. Tidwell getting the business into 1 and 2. Tidwell, like I mentioned before the race, during the lineup, he gets better and better every time, but the Marshall Missile going to make him earn it. He'll go to 3rd. Derek Grigsby rising to the occasion. He'll drive up across the nose of the 20 and go to 3rd. Sets his sights on 33X, but is all a little bit too late as Jody Davidson has absolutely checked out on him here. Grigsby is going to do everything he can to get 2nd. He knows how important it is. Checker flag is out for Jody Davidson. He wins both of his heat races tonight. Dominant fashion for Jody D. Off of 4. Drag races to the line to the checkers. Grigsby into the 33X, but Williams holds him off. Alex Williams holds off Derek Grigsby. See, 4th from Harleton, Texas, the 20 is Brent Tidwell. JoJo's had some really good runs in that car over the years, but now he's back in his own RKT operating sponsored IRP Whataburger car. So Nick Lent, the 15-year-old, going to put his foot through the floorboard and get this party restarted. He'll light the candles. We're back underway. Oh boy. The caution going to come out early. Wendell Wilkerson. So the lights are back out. Original restart. 8 laps of distance. The top 2 transfer to the A main tonight. The rest will have to try out a one of the 2 Bs. So Tyler Bragnow. What happened to Nick? What happened to the 15-year-old? I think he got penalized a row, maybe. I'm not sure. Nonetheless, Nick Lent was scheduled to start on the pole in this one, but now he's fighting mid-pack here as they head off into one. Tyler Bragg out front. Nope. The 3J at Carencro, Louisiana's Kevin DuPont going to go to the race lead, the former Louisiana State dirt track champion. He has wins this season down in Baker, Louisiana at the Baton Rouge Raceway. Came up and raced the Battle of Boot Hill, the 5,000 win race at the Boot Hill Speedway. One of the best racers limited modified drivers in the business. As the IMC Southern Sport Mods, if you will. That's the other name for Sport Mods. Here comes Bragg on the loud pedal to the inside of the 3J at DuPont. Tyler Bragg has a hot rod tonight. Three very, very stout drivers in this IMCA Southern Sport Mod division here at Arklatex tonight, where Arkansas, Louisiana, and Texas all meet. Off of turn number 4 down the front straightaway. DuPont continues to hold off the hard charge from Tyler Bragg as Stephen Guidry wants to throw his hat into the ring, pushing way up the racetrack as Carencro, Louisiana's Kevin DuPont. DuPont pushed up there off the exit of turn number 2. Here comes Guidry. Wow. Oh, and Guidry and 3J make contact, and around goes Stephen. And I guarantee you, folks, if you know Stephen Guidry, he did not mean to do so, just had to thread the needle there, and unfortunately makes some contact there with that left rear quarter panel of the Carencro racer Kevin DuPont and 3J. That could have been a lot worse. So 2 laps to go. It'll be 1.5 laps to go when Bragg meets the midpoint of the back straightaway. Off of turn number 4, the white flag is out for Tyler Bragg. Off of turn number 4, the driver of car number 24. Your winner, Tyler Bragg, in heat race number 4 for the IMC Southern Sport Mods. Carencro, Louisiana's Kevin DuPont finishes second. Third, we're going to Bullard, Texas racer, the youngster. Mike Jordan going to get ready to put his foot through the firewall now. He says, hey, you give me that pole spot. Beasley has to sit out and take a seat to go behind him. We'll see what happens. Beasley's going to be a little ticked off here on the restart. We'll see how it goes. The lights are out. 8 laps of distance. We're underway. Michael Jordan says, this is how you get it done on the basketball court. They'll head off into 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway, Mike Jordan has the race lead. After the 16 has to relinquish that pole spot, we'll see who leads off of turn number 4. It'll be Michael Jordan in 5A. Beasley coming across the stripe by about a half a car length in front of the 7A of Hartso, who rides third. Bubba Vines fourth. Trent Humphreys up to 5th in 515. Oh, Tim Eases broke down the front straightaway. The green, yellow stays on. Well, you see that a lot here at Vivian. We race with the green, yellow on. There's a lot of racing service out there for these guys, and obviously the race receiver system is implemented here, and the race director often is in their ear telling them, oh, and Mike Jordan just came way up the racetrack from the top side and came down to make contact with the Gentle Giant. Beasley may not like that too much. And Jordan going to come from the top and nearly come down the racetrack again. Beasley racing a little bit on the edge here, trying to give him some room in the caution flag waves. Tim Eases having all kinds. So the lights go out. Mike Jordan, who has the race lead, 5 laps to go, 3 scored in this Pro Mod heat. Beasley rides second. Andrew Hartso, we're back underway, is third. Oh my. Racetrack is definitely slippery right now. I mentioned earlier some of these guys look like a 3-legged dog on an icy lake. Right now, Mike Jordan is the 3-legged dog on an icy lake. Beasley just slipped and slided back to, trying to go to 4th. Here comes Greg Dillard. Greg Dillard trying to work to the outside of Beasley. Greg Dillard. Ooh, and Beasley make a little bit of slight contact, a little bump, a little rub, as Jerry Van Sickle will say, a little right side romance. As Hartso now is trying to, oh boy, the caution flag comes out. Maybe the old Debris down there in turns 1 and 2. Debris out on the speed plant. Out front with the lead. Andrew Hartso Jr. was stalking him down before that yellow flag came out. Beasley in the 3rd. Humphrey back in the 4th spot. The lights are out. We'll get the party back started here, and Jordan will light the candles. We are back underway off of 4. Jason Beasley goes back to the point where he was early on in this event. Seems like an hour or so ago. Trent Humphrey just gave a shot in the shorts to Michael Jordan. Boy, I tell you, this race here has had it all. All that we didn't want to see. As they head off into one. Oh boy, Trent Humphrey is up to second. He's going to run out of time. The sand of the hourglass has gone away for him. Tick-tock goes the race clock. The 16 of Jason Beasley out front in command of this one. The white flag is out. Cross your fingers, cross your toes that this one is thrown into the history books. Final time off of 2 and headed down the back straightaway. Humphrey's coming quick, fast, and in a hurry, but he's going to run out of time. Your winner, driving the KTI Bodies, Jay's Lawn Care, sponsor number 16, the Gentle Giant. Jason Beasley takes the dub in 16. Second, we'll go to the 515 of Humphrey, Trent Humphrey. Michael Jordan will come across the stripe and finish third in 5'8". Pizza Rev number 27 going to get ready to smash the loud pedal here. Alive on IMCA TV. Pro Mod Heat Race number 2 getting ready to take the green. As they'll storm off of turn number 4 with the green flag wave in front of their face. We're underway here at Arcotech Speedway, the land of the 3 wide. Here we go. Off of turn number 4, down the front straightaway, leading lap number 1. Gonna go to the 4 of Doug Vick Jr. Vick Jr. leads. Down the back straightaway with the 27 of Mike Washburn's 27 is B.J. Cook, holding onto a pretty wheel here. He's doing a fine job. His first ever Pro Mod start to my knowledge. Appreciate you guys' patience and a little break there. Had to take care of something. So anyway, down the back straightaway into turn number 3, the 4 of Doug Vick Jr. out front by himself in this one, running away from the competition. And out front in car number 4, the 9 of Michael Shaw. I'll tell you what, Michael Shaw gets better and better as well every single week. He's rolled his way up to second, up in front of the number 27 of B.J. Cook, making his Pro Mod debut tonight, driving the car that won Saturday night at Boot Hill. Mike Washburn's McDonald's Pizza Rev sponsored Arcotech Sheet Mill and Welding number 27. And here comes the 160. Driving Wayne Barnes' car tonight is Jeffrey Boucher, the Sarepta Louisiana Hot Shoe. Your second through fourth place cars right now, very tight-knit into turn number 3. And the white flag already coming out this time by for Doug Vick Jr., the winningest Pro Mod driver since this class began in 2010. As they head off into one, look out, BJ, scrape the wall, flirting with disaster. Oh, and B.J. Cook in the 160 make contact. B.J. Cook on the loud pedal, though. Final time off of 4 for Doug Vick Jr. He'll take the victory in car number 4. Michael Shaw appears that he has it sealed up into the bag, and he's got it. Track racing to the line for third. Who's it going to be? Give it to B.J. Cook. What a race. On the pole in the Triple X Rocket, the reigning Louisiana State Dirt Track champion at Boot Hill. Feature winner this year, over 42 cars that were here one night. The Triple X, Miss Triple X, it's Brittany Shireen out of Shreveport. Ben McDuff in the 1HC. Inside of 2, the 32L is Luke Wheat. And the Arcotech Speed Neutral Clinic entry. Outside the 2 of Kevin Peace. Inside of 3 is the 11 of James Peace. And Danny Rimbo, one of the TK Outlaws in car number 4. So the 1HC, the former Harley Grace Motorsports car, now being driven by Ben McDuff. Now Ben McDuff driving the 1HC. Here comes Brittany Shireen driving in deep into turn number 3. Pulls to the back bumper of that M&M's wrap number 1 HC car of Ben McDuff. Chris Franks won a main event here in this car earlier this season. As Brittany Shireen sliding the front end tires, but just enough to pull right in there to the tail tank of McDuff. Down the back straightaway here in the turn number 3. Brittany Shireen's been so very impressive in this class since she started racing in it. And when she's not having troubles out of this car or her former car, Cobalt, that she had, she's always into the mix and always a threat to win. And she finds a lane to the outside of McDuff. Here comes Brittany Shireen to the outside for the race lead. They go side by side down the back straightaway at the midpoint. In the turn number 3, Brittany Shireen going to drive it a little bit deeper. Oh, and Ben McDuff and her making a little bit of slight contact maybe. Not even sure they even touched. But nonetheless, Brittany drifted through there like she pulled up the e-brake. 6 laps the distance. Next time by, it'll already be the white flag out. Brittany Shireen has thrown the keys on the counter now, looking to check out on Ben McDuff. White flag out for Miss Triple X. Final time down the back straightaway, heading into turn number 3 and 4. She'll roll in the WW Timber. Hitman Designs Triple X. Miss Triple X. Brittany Shireen from Shreveport takes the victory. Second, we'll go to the 1HC of Ben McDuff. Third goes to car number 11 of James Peace. And go. Inside of 2, the 14 is Justin Lishman. Justin Lishman in car number 14. Outside is Rayson Graham in Triple X. That's Sean Graham's son, of course. Inside of 3, it'll be Stephen Harrison, the 6, and Justin Converse. Captain Universe, the lights are out. We are underway. Into 1. Down the back straightaway, the K36 of Caselin Nelson has the race lead. Can Caselin do it tonight? The Converse is already from the tail to try to take the lead and lead the first lap. It won't happen. The young lady, Caselin Nelson, driving the Texarkana Tire Wheel sponsored K36 car. Come on, Caselin. Holding on to it. Converse is in a woman's sandwich right now. The 2 young ladies, fierce here at the Arcotech Speedway tonight, have Justin Converse in a sandwich. A sandwich of a 4 down the front straightaway. Nelson got a little high, wide, and handsome there. Justin Lishman's going to throw his hat into the ring now and become a player. 4 cars underneath the blanket into 1 and 2. Sounds like a beehive. Down the back chute, here comes Converse. And that Chevy Cavalier. Trying to put the heat all over the young lady, Caselin Nelson, and that El Chico sponsored Texarkana Tire Wheel sponsored K36. Had the pleasure to interview this young lady at Timberline Speedway over the last couple of years, racing on a mini wedge cart. Been racing a lot at that 105 Raceway in New Boston, Texas, the asphalt track for the youngsters. But lady definitely showed up and showed out in the mini wedge cart division, and I'll tell you what, she has showed that she is somewhere to stay. Oh, and her and Converse make just a little bit of slight contact. And Converse throws the elbow into 1 and 2. Surprisingly, didn't make contact there, I don't believe. As Nelson, not scared though, she says, "Get out of my house." Justin Converse undoubtedly is the winningest driver in this division since it started here in 2015. Around 30 or so victories as he rolls off of 4, stalking the tire tracks with the number 36 of Caselin Nelson. Nelson's having none of it tonight. She's looking to check out and become the second lady driver to win a heat race tonight here at the Land of the 3 Wide. Final time down the back straightaway. Hold on to it, Caselin. This will be a major feather in her cap and a shot in the arm for the young lady. Rolling off of turn number 4 for the final time. She'll push up the racetrack and open up the door, but it won't be enough. How about it, Arcotech Speedway for Caselin Nelson, your winner. That's cool. Sounds wrap number 07 of Thad Royal. Outside is the Colt 45, and hey, baby, that's all you need. It's Dean Rasco. 5th row is the 12 of Bo Perry. Outside's Greg Atwood from DeBerry, Texas in 101A. Tiffany Welch in 58. Aaron Green in 87. The 1 is Cameron Furr. Outside of Cameroni, it'll be the 2K of Nicholas Kirby. The C1 is Chris Shaw and Cole Smith. The lights are out. We're underway. The top 6 go to the main event tonight, folks. The top 6 go to the A. Right now, you could throw a blanket over the top 5 cars in the 3 and 4. They're side by side for transfer. And Evans makes some contact there with Maxwell. Oh, look out. Boy, that was close. Oh, that was close. Wilburn looked like he was about to get some left side treatment there into the front stretch wall. But obviously, they did not make contact. Faulkner leads them into turn number 3. Smith holds on to second. Jonathan Maxwell to the inside of the 66. Boy, that was close. Jay Will and Maxwell racing hard and racing close. Door to door here in the 1 and 2. They sent him off of 2 and headed down the back straightaway. TJ Evans in 5th. 6th and final transferee right now would be the Colt 45 of Dean Rasco. Right on the outside looking in on decks, the 07 of Thad Royal, the 12 of Perry. I'd keep your eyes on Perry, the 96 of Knighton. They finished 1 and 2 at Boot Hill on Saturday night. And those two guys have been some of the fastest factory stocks around the Arklatex all season long. Right now, wow, what a battle we have going on here. Between Smith and the 7, the 13 of Maxwell, the 66 of J. Will. Wilburn in the 66, the meat in the bun. And that sandwich off of 4, down the front straightaway. Cortland Smith fending off the charge there from those guys. The future offensive lineman for Louisiana College. The youngster, 18-year-old, down the back straightaway, holds on to the second spot, but never how long. A slight job by Maxwell, going to be thrown on the 7. Smith gets the slider thrown in front of his nose there, and here comes Jay Will going 3 wide, and here comes the 87 of Aaron Green. Where did he come from? And the 77 car going down a lap, down the back straight with a 3 wide through lap traffic. 7 to 215 of TJ Evans into the mix now. Boy, this is crazy. Meanwhile, Faulkner loves it out front. This battle for second on back is an absolute war. An absolute war. As Evans gets around the 13 of Maxwell, he goes to second. Evans goes to second. Here comes Aaron Green, the youngster who won 8 or 7 times a year ago between 4 different racetracks. Was on an absolute roll at Billy White's Timberline Speedway a year ago. The young man in that white and red letter number 87 who won his first ever race here at Arklatex Speedway in the beginner cruiser class at age of 13 years old. Holds on to 3rd. 4th is Maxwell in 13. 5th is the 7 of Cortland Smith. And the 6th and final transfer spot is Colt 45 of Dean Rasco. Jacob Wilburn falling out of that top 6 now. He has some trouble. The car pushing there. Oh boy, that was tough. That was a hard hit there. Shaw looked like he was breaking there to the middle of 1 and 2, and Nicholas Kirby came in and cleaned him out. Obviously, Nicholas didn't know he was losing ground like that, but the transfer. Right now, I believe, holding the 6th and final spot is Colt 45 of Dean Rasco. We'll keep our eyes on him to see what happens. Jacob Wilburn looked like he may have broke something on the front end. Bo Perry's going to be a hungry hound here on the restart in that red number 12. Michael Knighton kind of slid up there, made some contact with the 12 of Bo Perry on the restart. Here comes Bo. Bo's on the loud pedal. Wow, he just shot out of a cannon. Through 3 and off of turn number 4. Bo Perry going 3 wide. Oh, my. Oh, my. Cortland Smith stacking them up on the front stretch. And we have a parking lot here on the front stretch. Kirby never came to a complete stop. Heading off into 1, they go 3 wide for second. Here comes the HM Chassis House car, Jacob Wilburn into the mix. And the 215 of Evans nearly got shoved off the back chute as they head off into 3 and 4. 2 laps to go, this time by the top 6, go to the main event. Rasco right now holding on to the 6th and final spot, I believe. Oh, wait. Nope, it'll be the 12 of Bo Perry. Bo Perry has the 6th and final spot. Rasco's working the hub of the racetrack down there. Maxwell's in 5th. 6th is the 12 of Bo Perry. Bo Perry wrestled that 6th and final spot away. The white flag is coming out this time by. Dean Rasco's going to have to get up on the horse and put the whip to it now if he wants to get into the show. Into 1 and 2 for the final time. Michael Knighton going to send it up top. He says, what do I have to lose? And he lost a spot there, though. Can't blame him for trying. Off of 4, trying to drag race to the line for the win. Dalton Faulkner's going to take the win. No, oh, boy, he won it by about half a cat's whisker. My goodness. Jonathan Maxwell is going to grab the 6th and final. Okay, so B feature number 2. It'll be 12 laps in distance with Calvin Tucker on the pole and car number 83, Doug Vick Jr. to the outside. Derek Daniel in D28, the D3 of David Edwards. Inside the 3s, the 71S of Walt Adams with Brian Cook in the 100, Kelly Lockie, Josh Greenwald, Stephen Bamberg, Steve Turnage. And if they're in it, you'll hear their name if they're in the mix. Lights are out. We're on our way into turn number 3. Oh, right in front of the field, losing the handles, the 83 of Tucker. And the good news is it could have been a lot worse. Steve Turner keeps his 25 strolling and rolling. He'll try to get back without having come to a top 6, go to the main event, just like the first B feature. Your second and final B feature here for the factory stocks at Arklatex Speedway tonight, live on IMCA TV. Top 6, go to the main event. Tucker going to the tail. That'll push up D-Rock. Derek Daniel to the pole position alongside Doug Vick Jr. The lights are out. We are underway. Off of 4, Doug Vick Jr. leads lap number 1 in car number 4. Doug Vick Jr. swept the Texas State Championship a year ago at Billy White's Timberline Speedway in both classes, in the factory and the pro mod. As they roll off of turn number 4 down the boulevard, Doug Vick Jr. in command here. The 2011 Cajun Classic winner here won $5,000 for his effort, the first ever Louisiana or Cajun to win that event. Down the back straightaway, their turn number 3, Natchitoches, Louisiana's David Edwards, who has come close to winning a main event here, finished second here to Brad Franks on a Sunday day race for the Doug Murphy Memorial back in 2013. Rides back in the second spot. Third is Derek Daniel. D-Rock has a comfortable run going here. Fourth is Florine, Louisiana's Brian Cook, who's in the show. Fifth is Josh Greenwald. And sixth will be Kelly Lockie. Kelly Viter from Lockie, Texas. Off of 4, down the front straightaway. Lockie now having some company with a fellow East Texas counterpart, Jonathan Stewart. Jonathan Stewart rides 7th, trying to get that 6th and final transfer spot. Right now, that appears to be the best battle on the racetrack is Jonathan Stewart. That number 29 car did not get up and go the way he would have wanted it to in his heat race earlier tonight, as he started up near the front and couldn't cash in on that good starting spot. So he has to start near the tail in this one to work his way inside of that top 6, and he's got his work cut out for him with the form of the 14 of Lockie. Lockie already won the $1,500 rundown at the Rose Bowl Speedway this season to lock himself into that show coming up next month. As they roll off of turn number 4, look out, Brian Cook got really loose there off of 4 and tries to close the gap on Lockie. Lockie tries to trying to thread that needle and shut him down there, but Josh Greenwald there just got up into the marbles and opens up the door for Cook and the 14 of Lockie. Vick Jr. out front all on his lonesome in car 4 as they roll off at turn number 4. The D3 of Edwards still rides second. The D28 of D-Rock, Derek Daniels in third. Fourth is Cook, who gets around the 27 of Greenwald. And here comes Stewart. Back to the inside. They go 3 wide for the transfer spot. 3 wide as the 27 of Greenwald got up there way up top where Grandpa keeps the good bourbon. That time he's flirting with disaster. And to turn number 3, Josh Greenwald drove the car deep there off of 4, and he retains that spot. Greenwald in 5th. 6th is still Lockie. 7th is the 29 of Stewart. 8th is Walt Adams in the 71S. Next time by, it'll be 2 trips around the Arklatex Speedway to settle the score in this one. 2.5 when the 4 of Vick Jr. meets the midpoint of the back chute. The 19 of Lipscomb having some heartbreak tonight. Another tumultuous, bad luck kind of night for the 19 of Lipscomb, who can't seem to buy himself good luck, a lot like LeBron James couldn't buy a bucket in the finals, or on game 4, was it? This time it'll be the white flag coming out for Doug Vick Jr. Let's see what happens for transfer. Right now, it's going to come down to the 14 of Lockie and the 29 of Stewart. It would have been Lockie that time by half of a car length into 1 for the final time. We'll see what happens here on the final lap. Lockie's going to have to drive it good. Here comes Stewart. He's going to take the 6th and final spot away here on the last lap. Oh, and shove Lockie down the back straightaway. Kelly Lockie is not going to like that too much. Watch Lockie. He's going to drive the car into downtown Shreveport, and he'll come up short. He is going to be PO'd after this one as Stewart grabs the 6th and final spot. Walt Adams, watch this after the race. From Longview, Texas, the 60-year-old, Ricky Engel is going to be on the pole in 81. Alrighty, folks. Back at it here in your IMCA Southern Sport Mod. First B feature of the night, the first of two. We have 3 more laps remaining here. We're taking the top 4 to the main event. Top 4 to the main event. There's quite a bit of traffic up here, or had some traffic up here at the moment, so certainly would have loved to be calling every bit of the action here to let you guys know what's happening. So, all before though, the white flag is out for Uncle Ricky Eagles in 81, who's handled leads since the drop of the hat in this one. Billy Gould rides in second. Third is the 20 of the Harleton, Texas racer of Brent Tidwell. Fourth and final transfer spot is up for grabs, and there are 3 vying for it. Holy smokes. Final time down the back straightaway. Your winner is going to be off of turn number 4. The 81 of Ingalls. Second will go to Gould. Third will go to the Harleton Texan. Oh, and turn through 3 and 4. It looks like the 38T grabbed it. The 48 of Casey Penn from Shreveport. Outside of Casey, the 79 is Wendell Wilkerson. And rounding out the field, the 27A is Mark Underwood Jr. Top 4 to the main event, guys. 12 laps the distance. We're underway as we drop the green flag over the field. We are underway here at Arcotech in the second IMCA Southern Sport Mod B feature event. 3 wide for second here. Earlier the 3 wide back here for 5th. They were 3 wide momentarily. Roy had to think better of it, got on the binders, and went back and lost a couple of spots. Off of 4 for the first time. Who's going to lead the first lap? It will be Jongaloo, Louisiana's Connor Williams. Ooh, the K1 of Guidry got a little loose there. As they head down the back straightaway to turn number 3. Connor Williams going to lead the first one. Here comes the 84 of Richardson. In the Richardson build chassis. It's Rodney White. And that TRC chassis, Team Richardson chassis, 84 down the back chute. A huge feather in that team's cap for what they did a season ago. And Waco winning the Big 10,000 win Hoosier Tire Sport Mod Nationals. Another race at Jason Ingalls and Chase Allen promote. The voting began for that this week on raceontexas.com. The All-Star voting for the factory stocks began on Wednesday. No, it ends on Wednesday. It opened up on Sunday. As they head off into 1, Rodney White now putting the heat on Shanglu, Louisiana's Connor Williams for the race lead. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3. The racetrack is shaping up to be pretty good right now. Nonetheless, with all that moisture, as White slides up in front of the nose of the 7cc of Williams for the race lead. He's got it. White takes over the top spot. To my knowledge, it's the first time that Rodney White has ever raced here at the length of the 3 wide. But back for the racing service. Had we not been throwing a curveball and all that extra moisture onto the track, this place would be all the way from the top up there. This place typically doesn't really build a cushion. And the caution is out here for, it looks like the 11F of Fletcher. Clint Fletcher drawing the caution. Rodney White going to bring them to the green flag at a snail's pace. 6 laps scored, 6 laps to go. 50% complete in this one. We are back underway here at Arcotech. Rodney White going to get on the lap pedal and get this party restarted. It'll be 4 laps to go with this 12-lap affair. 8 laps scored, 4 to go. We are back underway here at Arcotech. Top 6 to the main event. I'm sorry, the top 4. Top 4. Into 1 and 2. Stephen Guidry got a great restart, but then he bobbled there through 1 and 2. Over to the door for Williams to go back by, as well as the 47 of JoJo Wilhelm. Guidry back to the 4th and final transfer spot. Rapid Roy, Aaron Roy into the mix. The 15-year-old Nick Lent to the outside of him off of 4th. They're side by side over the 4th and final spot. Right there on the outside looking in is the 72 once again of Aaron Roy out of Red Lick, Texas, the L51. And the youngster who won a race at the Rose Bowl Speedway, the 15-year-old Nick Linton at number L51. Down the front straightaway with 2 laps to go. Rodney White is an absolute worker of the wheel. He can work the wheel anywhere at any track around. He comes to Arklatex for his first start tonight, and he's looking very good in this B main event. Car is very straight, never upsets the car. He's able to drive it. Oh boy! The Sean Blue Louisiana racer Williams got a little cattywampus there in the K1 of Guidry trying to get by. They go 3 wide there momentarily at the middle point of 1 and 2. Off the 2, headed down the back straightaway to turn number 3 for the final time. Into 3 and 4 for the final time. JoJo Wilhelm doing battle. It won't be enough. The top 4 comfortably transfer to the main event. Williams fades all the way from 2nd to the 4th there on the final circuit and a half. Austin Cartley in the C6, Bryce Clarkson in the K1, Steve Rebel Ward in the 50, and John Dishatil in the 11X. The lights are out. Top 4 to the main event, 12 laps of distance. Here we go. Around goes one early on here. It'll be Austin Carnley there in the CR6, and the lights are out. And the caution comes out. The 50 is Steve Rebel Ward involved in that melee, and he is the only car that is yet to get fired back up, and he'll get rolling now. So just as they took the green flag, I was saying that it's 12 laps of distance. International Motor Competition Association has made their way to Arklatex Speedway in quite some time. A nice field of them. We had 6 heats earlier. This is the rest of the bunch that didn't transfer inside of the top 2 earlier. We'll see what happens. Top 4 will transfer to the main event. The rest will have to throw it on a trailer, and we'll see you later on another dirt track Saturday night. A great restart for the Thriller. Cade Dillard. He'll drive it to the bottom of the racetrack in the 3 and 4. Will he throw the slider? Nope, won't have enough room to do so. Sestaire will still lead off the turn number 4 in 71K. Kevin Sestaire with the lead right now. Sestaire Day Motorsports sponsored cars run 1 and 2. The 71K is Sestaire. And the Sestaire Plumbing Day Motorsports 71K leads them in the turns number 3 and 4. The Thriller Cade Dillard. Kevin Rogers hashtag teammate. As they head off into 1. Dillard holds on a little bit of a cushion there. Watch this drive that Dillard's going to get off of turn number 2. See what happens here in the turn number 3. Dillard's going to try to smash that brake and just kind of toast it down to the bottom of the racetrack. And he'll put it to the inside. This is Sestaire for the top spot. Okay, back into turns 1 and 2. Dillard likes that outside right now. Pushes just a little bit. Oh, nearly jumps the cushion. Garrett Higgins coming to the front with his head on fire as well. Chris Carter got a little love there. Kenny Crawford takes the black flag at Higgins. Oh boy, we got trouble off of 4th slot. Ryan Slot around in front of the field. And the caution flag has no other choice but to come out and slow the competition. If he doesn't get up on the wheel, we'll just have a couple of laps to go to settle the score. The top 4 will go directly to the main event. Like I said earlier, the rest will have to throw it on a trailer. We'll see you later on another dirt track Saturday night. As Kevin Sestaire going to put his foot through the firewall and send him back to full throat off of turn number 4. Here comes the Thriller, Cade Dillard. The 3 wide there for transfer momentarily down the back straightaway. Here comes Morrison, 94. Into turn number 3 off of 4. Side by side for the race lead. Here comes Dillard. Thriller Dillard into 1 and 2. Here comes Cade. He's going to flirt with disaster again. He'll smash the throttle. Down the back straightaway, side by side for the race leader, side by side for transfer. Down the back straightaway. Cade Dillard rising to the occasion, trying to snatch the lead away from Kevin Sestaire. He'll do it. He'll take the top spot in 97. 7th place finish for the race for Host 74 at Mark Martin's big race at Mooney Stars Batesville Motor Speedway. In the inaugural running of that event, drove this same car to a solid 7th place finish, and he got around $10,000 bucks, I believe, for his effort. Not a bad payday to finish 7th, folks. Into turns 1 and 2. Of course, Ricky Jones Jr. won that main event. Down the back straightaway off of 2, the Thriller Cade Dillard taking over the top spot in the 97. Hasn't raced a whole lot of IMCA racing in his career, but the deal is hey, he can wheel anything. Off of 4. Down the boulevard, the 71K is there right. 2nd, the 3rd is Garrett Higgins. Carter's back in the 4th and final spot. Trying to slide up in front of Bo Begnaud. For 5th is the 94 of Morris. He'll do it, but crossing underneath is the number 32 of Begnaud. What a battle here for 5th. They're just too far out right now behind the C5 of Carter. They will undoubtedly need a caution, but it'll be 1.5 laps to go when Cade Dillard meets the midpoint of the back chute. He'll get there. Into 3 and 4. This time coming to the white flag for the final trip around the Arklatex Speedway here tonight. B feature number 1 for the IMCA Modifieds. Just there trying to reel Dillard back in. And it looks like Morrison's going to run out of time. But nonetheless, he gave it a hell of an effort this evening. Off of turn number 4, your IMC Modified B feature number 1 winner going to go to the thriller, Kate Dillard from Robeline, Louisiana. Followed by the Emory, Texan, Rains County Rocket of Kevin Sinclair. Garrett Higgins finishes third, and the fourth and final transferee will be the C5 of Chris Carter. One spot out looking in. Nonetheless, a great performance for him. They're going to go 3 wide on the start of this one. Denny Gabar way up top, and we'll go at it. And the top 4 go to the main event. And this 12-lap affair. Into turn number 3, your final B main of the night. Here for the IMCA Modified Zero Dark Tech Speedway. Oh, and Jeff Hogue make contact there with the 9, and he'll come to a stop at the top of turn number 4 and come to rest. We'll see what happens here as Denny Gabar out front with the lead in car number 15. William Gould. Yep, Eric going to the outside of him. We're back underway. Kyle Cummings already making some gains and making some moves. Here comes the 12 of Kyle Cummings. Cummings going to go 3 wide here to the hub of the racetrack with the 4X of Sanders to meet in the bun there with the 260 of the Baytown Bullet. Eric going to the outside. Who turns 3 and 4. It's heating up at Arklatex tonight off the turn report. Crossing underneath of the slide job for my Sanders is the 260 of Thorne. Thorne trying to check the throttle and drive back underneath. They couldn't get the job done. He'll fade to the 4th and final spot, but here comes the 12 of Cummings. I said it prior to that, announcing that start of the race, that he had to have gotten disqualified or something. I don't know. Maybe he didn't meet weight, didn't something. And like I said, I don't really like to speculate too much on those kind of things because Jason Ingles is as honest as they come, and he is driving, Kyle Cummings is driving Jason Ingles' number 12 car tonight. I imagine it's just a new car and could have been something very simple, obviously. I'm sure they made changes. He had to start at the tail. He's all the way up to 5th. Sure it wasn't anything too serious because I tell you what, the car is still bad fast right now down the back straightaway, holding on to 5th. I have a feeling. I got a feeling. And number 12 is about to take away that 4th spot from the 260 of Thorne. But Thorne, hey, trying to be a thorn in the 12th side right now. Oh boy. And Kyle Cummings just lost the handle there for a moment and slid up the racetrack and pushed and caught the cushion. Ooh, and Denny Gabar jumped the cushion there off of 4. Opens the door for William Gould. Here comes Gould. Gould going to drive it back to the inside here with the 15 of Denny G. Denny G says, sit down, take a seat. Let me show you the fast lane around the Arklatex Speedway. Gould says, okay, I ain't been here in quite some time. He'll drive that thing deep in the turn number 3 all the way to the tail tank of the 15. Jumps the cushion himself that time off of 4. Sanders now closing in on Gould in 60. Here comes Sanders. Chuck Sanders up to 3rd. The Baytown Bullet, Eric Thorne, holding on to a good one here. The Baytown Bullet, here comes Kyle Cummings. Minden, Louisiana's Kyle Cummings rising to the front. Can he do it? He has just a few more laps to get the job done. It'll be 3 laps to go the next time they cross the stripe with the 15 of Denny Gabar from Frankston, Texas, out front with the lead here in Vivian, Louisiana tonight in your second IMCA Modified B feature event. Down the front boulevard, back into turn number 1. Gabar going to continue to hammer the outside of the Arklatex Speedway about as high as you can get on this racetrack right now before you run over a cushion. On the loud pedal. Denny G off of 4. Skates across the top side of the cushion again. Obviously not hurting or killing a lot of these guys' momentum as it appears that it did a few laps ago. Starting to iron that thing out a little bit. But one little bobble, one little mistake could be the difference between he or Gould going to victory lane. You could even throw Sanders into the mix. The white flag is out. Here comes Kyle Cummings for the 4th and final transfer spot. They go side by side for it. That time at the line, it would have been a dead heat. I couldn't call it, folks. I couldn't call it. Final time for the 1 and 2. The 12 of Cummings pushes that time over to the door for the Baytown Bullet to separate himself by Carling. Into 3 and 4 for the final time. Cummings knows he's got to go, and he's got to go now. They look for the top side momentum and roll off at turn number 4 to the checkered flag. Drag race it to the line. Give it to the Baytown Bullet of Eric Thorne. Eric Thorne gets the 4th and final transfer spot. Holding on to a great drive there off of 4 for the 260. Jason Beasley going to get us started in your first main event of the night here at Arklatex. The Gentle Giant with his good friend Doug Vick Jr. to the outside. We're underway. Doug Vick Jr. going to come across the stripe and look to lead lap number 1. Come on, guys. Let's hold it together. He'll come across the stripe and Bromont will lead. Oh, no. Nope. I spoke too soon. I couldn't help. Oh, boy. That was a hard hit for the gate of Ben Smiley. The lights are going to go out. Doug Vick Jr. going to lead him to the stripe with 19 laps to go. One scored in this 20-lap affair. And your first main event at Arklatex tonight. Vick Jr. leads them back to the stripe. We're back underway. Sending off back into turns 1 and 2. Vick Jr. going to lead the herd. Michael Jordan's flirting with disaster there. Stepped out in the 5A. As they head down the back chute to turn number 3. BJ Cook's up to third in car number 27. Washed up the racetrack with a major push. Look out, BJ. Have a few cars making some contact there up before the 11A of Matt Terry pulls it down to the infield. No harm, no foul. We will not get a caution for Terry. He's far enough out of harm's way. The green stays out. Vick Jr. running away in this one, almost lonesome right now in the 4-car. Jason Beasley, though, trying to hunt him down. Looks like he has a very nice handling race car tonight. That number 16 is executing right there at the center part of the Arklatex Speedway with a sight set on the rear tank of the 4 Vick Jr., who will soon approach lap traffic if we do not get a caution. So, as the great Lucas Oil veteran announcer to the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series says, James Essex, please stay green. Please stay green. We'll hope this one stays green so they can race this one out through lap traffic. Oftentimes, you want to be the driver sitting in second rather than the leader as you work your way through lap traffic. We'll see what happens. The Vick Jr. is approaching them now. All the while, the 16 of Beasley has company now with the 27 of BJ Cook, who's driving a flawless race tonight. Mike Washburn has got to be grinning from ear to ear right now, seeing what he is seeing on the racetrack for car number 27. This car won the main event, like I said a few times earlier tonight, with Mike Washburn behind the wheels of the Boot Hill Speedway. Vick Jr. doing what Doug Vick Jr. does, meticulously, tediously, working his way around the lap traffic. Has to go top shelf, high side hustle, and this time off of turn number 4 to dispose of the lap car. Down the boulevard we come. Right in front of your lap cars, right in front of your lead cars. For second and third is the 14 of Whitehead. He'll now get disposed of by the 27 of BJ Cook and the 16 of Beasley. Michael Shaw close, running 4th. In 5th is Jeffrey Bechet. Off of 4, down the front boulevard. Best battle off of 4 appears to be here between the 505 of Humphrey, the 5A of Jordan. Off of 4, down the boulevard, look at the 27 of BJ Cook. BJ Cook is stalking the tire track to the 16 of Beasley. The entirety of this race, BJ Cook having a standout performance tonight, and Mike Washington's number 27 Pro Mod. Looking to put down the 8 of Ben Smiley, who's way up top there off of 4. Still the best battle on the racetrack, the 27 of BJ Cook and 16 of Beasley. Doug Vick Jr. has run away and hid from him tonight. On the front straightaway, BJ Cook gets a nose underneath the inside of the 16 again, but Beasley making him earn it. Here comes the 27 of BJ Cook. BJ Cook, a veteran in the factory stock ranks, the son, second generation racer to his father, Bobby Cook. They go side by side for second. Off a 2, down the back straightaway, the 16 of Beasley. Holds on to that spot still, the 27 of Cook giving him hell for it. Do 3 and off a turn number 4. Here comes B.J. Cook. Too bad this isn't the battle for the win. Could be, though. That's why you race hard every single lap. You don't like to get complacent because you never know what could happen to the 4. You never know if he's going to make it the entire distance. That's why you race these things out, obviously, to the final checker flag waves. Down the back chute. There's going to be 3 laps to go. This time by for the 5-time track champ, Doug Vick Jr. Battle for second off of 4 through lap traffic. Look out. The 16 of Beasley still continues to hold off the 27 of B.J. Cook. Vick Jr. as a straightaway out front. Barring mechanical setback, he should have this one in the cat bag. Rolling off of turn number 4, still side by side here. Cook can't get a nose in front of the 16, but nonetheless, he's having a heck of a time doing it. A great battle for the entire distance of this one. They have never touched. Still side by side down the back straightaway for the second spot. The white flag is out for Vick Jr. now. Final trip into 1 and 2 for the car number 4. The battle for second to the line. And B.J. Cook just took it away that time. His first time to go to second for the entire race. Cook slides him in front of the nose. Final time through turns 3 and 4. Car 4 for the 5-time track champion. Doug Vick Jr. wins it tonight. Second for the final time. B.J. Cook, drag races to the line, will get second tonight in his Pro Mod debut. We'll head down and get a quick word with your winner, Doug Vick Jr. This will be Doug Vick Jr.'s 9th win of the 2018 season. Has 7 Pro Mod victories at the Boot Hill Speedway in Greenwood. And we've talked about this some. Billy Robinson built this car several years ago. I think he told me it was about 10 or 11 years old the last time we talked in Victory Lane. He said it's like an 03 model. He said he's had it for 3 years now. I think it's like Doug's 100th win in it, though, in 3 years. Another one tonight. Crosses off on the bucket list. Another victory here at his home racetrack. One of his home racetracks, of course. For the driver of car number 4, the 5-time track champion here, the former Cajun Cruiser Classic winner. It's Doug Vick Jr. Give him a hand, Arcotech Speedway. Well, Doug, we know all these wins are never given. They're always earned. But tonight, man, this thing was an absolute rocket ship. From the drop of the hat in this one, man, this thing was gone. I'm not sure you ever felt pressure, but I'm sure you had to be a little nervous working your way through lap traffic.
I got nervous there at the end. I thought they might be on me. I wasn't sure. That's the best this car's ever been.
Ever?
Ever.
It's been pretty good. You've said this thing's been really good in the past, but that's the best it's ever been.
The best, and we found the pull bar broke, I guess, last week, and we fixed it, and it was a different car tonight.
With the rain kind of throwing us a monkey wrench earlier tonight, were you kind of guessing on what you needed to do with the race car?
Yeah, I didn't think it was going to turn out like this, but the track's in good shape.
Now let's hear about all the folks that help you out in the race team.
I think my dad and Big Show and Stormy, if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be here.
Great race, Doug. It's the 9th win of the year.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Give it up for him, race fans from Vivian, Louisiana. Doug Vick Jr. parks it on the slab in Barksville Federal Credit Union Victory Lane. Well, the lights are out. We're ready to go. Oh, man. Greasy's going to have to hope for a caution. Green flag is out. We are underway. At it down the back straightaway. Greasy's going to lead him. Boy, if he doesn't recatch it, this thing goes green to caution. He may become an outlier later on in this race. He is going to undoubtedly need a caution. It's on the factor again. All before here on the opening lap, getting lap number 1. We're going to the B17 of the Vulnerable Freight Train, Brandon Ball. Fresh off a $2,000 victory 2 weekends ago on June the 23rd at Chatham Raceway, the place he won his first ever Crown Jewel victory in his first season of action. In his rookie season of limited modified racing, Brandon Ball won the Squeaky 50 at Chatham. As Justin Whitehead, the 7-time Cajun Classic winner, has rolled his way to second in front of the 15 of Blackwell. Thomas Blackwell back to third. Tyler Braggs fourth. In fifth, it's Steve Anderson to the F5, who's having a flawless run tonight. Sixth is Scarecrow's Kevin DuPont. Seventh is Rodney White. Eighth, Donania Davidson. And a battle for ninth, the 4J Ara Boone Evans. And the 21 of Kevin Peters is rolling off the fourth. Brandon Ball with his sights set on the 69 of the Marshall Missile, Derek Grigsby, who is still going to need a caution to become a factor in this one. And the more laps we tick off, the less likely it is for him to even get into the mix to become a factor tonight. Had he made it back on the track in time, I'm not sure what the mishap was prior to the race starting, but had he been there, he would have been able to start, I believe, inside the 4th or 5th row in this race. And they may have had a little side bet going on tonight, I'm not sure. So this is tough for Grigsby. Whitehead rolls in second on 36J. And Davidson into the mix in this one as well. Rides back in the 7th race spot. Justin Whitehead has a very ill-handling Western Flyer 36J right now. Caught that car sideways up there on the cushion. I tell you what, Brandon Ball is absolutely G-O-N-E. Gone with the wind, and the caution flag comes out. Finally pays dividends for the 69 to hopefully get a shot. Shocks. Chris is a former USNTS modified winner here. The lights are out. We're back underway here at the lane of the 3 wide. Three wide for second on the start. Justin Whitehead way up top there in the 36J. Blackwell to his inside. Here comes Bragg in the 21T. Here comes Kevin DuPont. Oh my. He trying to fit the gap. He ran out of real estate. He'll go back to the inside of Bragg. They make a little bit of slight contact. Couldn't split a piece of paper between the door panel of the 21T and the 3J, nor the Holy Spirit. Down the back straightaway. Into turn number 3, Blackwell still continues to hold on to third, with the 36J holding on to second. But out front again by about 4 car lengths off of 4 on this restart is the B-17 of Brandon Ball. Boy, that IMCA invert paying dividends for the B-17 tonight. You can give B-17 an outside start here at Arklatex. He can take advantage, and he is doing just that. Off of 4, down the front straightaway, the 24. Working his way into 1 and 2. Let's Bragg to the inside of the 15 for third. And we'll get another caution. That's Connor Williams coming to a complete stop there. So we got them re-racked and stacked with Brandon Ball and the innovative chassis number B-17. Just a few more main events to go tonight, folks. We appreciate you for being here at the lane of the 3 wide still at this point. As the lights are out, we are back underway. Down the front boulevard they come. Past up bedtime into turn number 1. The 36J at Justin Whitehead hanging it all out on the outside. Here comes Davidson. Jody D rising to the occasion at car number 90. Oh, and Davidson just broke on the entry to turn number 3. Either the steering wheel came off the 90 because that thing just went straight, or I'm not sure. And 90 is yet to resurface, and we may have to throw the caution again. And we are still green, yellow out on the track right now. Green, yellow still on. Yet to see the 90 resurface. All the while, the green stays out. As they continue to race around the Arklatex Speedway with caution, now just straight green. Brandon Ball is throwing a clinic down to the Arklatex Speedway Racing Service tonight. Everywhere he has checked in the race to do battle this season, he has been a threat, like he has been for the last 7 or so years in this class full time. Brandon, former Tuskegee Smith Memorial champion here at the Arklatex Speedway, the 3,000 win event, and each September. The reigning winner of that event, Jody Davidson, just exited or broke at the top of turn number 3 and headed pit side. But right now, Brandon Ball is taking his competition to the woodshed as he rolls off of 4 to see 4 laps to go. Barring a mechanical setback or a failure, a lot like for the 4 of Doug Vick Jr., who just won your previous main event in the Pro Mods, he would need to have a major heartbreak here for anybody to have a chance to smell victory lane. Brandon Ball. Ball leads him into turn number 3. He'll see the white flag coming out this time by off of turn number 4. Justin Whitehead right second. Blackwell's third. Boone Evans up to 4th. What a stellar run for that young man. The K1 of Guidry's 5th, and off of turn number 2, heading down the back straightaway for the final time. The invert works to his advantage. Your IMCA Southern Sport Mod winner tonight. Driver of the innovative chassis CBR Shocks B17. The Fourville Freight Train Brandon Ball takes it to victory lane tonight. We'll get a quick word with Ball in victory lane. His second win at Arklatex Speedway this season for the driver of the Pro 1 Transmission Bulletproof Tees, AB Performance, Bubba Green Towing, Innovative Chassis. He'll be a threat at this year's 10,000 win Southern Sport Mod Nationals. Spraying water everywhere, Brandon. It's a little hot. But getting ready to climb out of the machine. His 4th win on the year and his 2nd at Arklatex. Fresh off a $2,000 victory in Chatham. And the innovative chassis built by Stephen Whitaker Jr. and Chris Brown with the CBR Shocks providing the dig tonight with the best engine built by Chuck Priestley underneath the hood. Give him a hand, Arklatex Speedway getting ready to climb out of the car for the Fourville Freight Train Brandon Ball in B17. Boy, Brandon, I'm not sure.
Y'all said 3 and 4 on restart.
Hey, I'm not sure where you were initially. I guess if we would have went straight up on this deal, I'm not sure where you're going to start. Let's face the IMC TV cameras. I'm not sure where you were initially supposed to start, but I tell you, the invert paid dividends for you tonight. But nonetheless, this thing was an absolute hot rod.
Yeah, I caught a break there after the heat races. As track was a little sloppy, so drawing that number 2 out, it really helped me out.
Boy, how satisfied are you with this car? Obviously, I'm sure you're pretty thrilled with it. You won 2,000 in Chatham on June 23rd. You roll in here tonight, get you another victory here in Vivian with an absolute stellar field of cars.
Man, I've never been in anything drives like this as consistent as this. I'm thrilled with this car.
How special is it to win at this racetrack? But obviously, with IMCA back in the house, I mean, for the first time in quite some time.
Oh, it means a lot, and it means a lot that IMCA's here. My dad had knee surgery today. He's getting to watch on IMCA TV, so hope you're doing better. And I just got to thank everybody, Bubba Green Towing, Innovative Race Cars, CBR Shocks, AB Performance, like my dad, Best Engines Chuck, Custom Coating and Fabrication, TCC Carburetors, Team 5, Bulletproof Tees, Mr. Bobby Rowland, Superior Graphics, and thank everybody for coming out. I know it's a late night, but we got it in, and glad y'all come out.
Always a class act. Congratulations to you, Brandon.
Thank you.
Give it up for him, ladies and gentlemen. The Fourville Freight Train Brandon Ball parks it on the slab in Barksville Federal Credit Union Victory Lane.
Also, I got to thank my wife.
And don't forget the gun center going 25. The lights are out. Troy Shayberg on the pole with Brad Calhoun in the GRT chassis. Number 77C to the outside. K-City, Arkansas is the animal. Jeff Taylor inside of row number 2. The lights are out. Tidwell to the outside of Taylor. The lights are out. We're underway for the Firecracker 40. IMCA Modifieds. Back at Arklatex Speedway for the first time in over 10 years. They go 3 different lanes wide back here for 4th, 5th, 6th, and they go side by side for 2nd. Down the back straightaway, 4 different lanes wide back here for 4th. Into turn number 3, Searcy, Arkansas. Tyler Stevens is going to slide up in front of the nose of the 17 of Tidwell. He gets a little shot in the shorts, knocks him cattywampus. Alva 4, Stevens on the mark for the front already. Here comes Drew Armstrong to the outside of the 21 ones. They go 3 wide for the race lead. All right, got to settle down up here. It is going to be good right now from top to bottom. The racetrack is as good as we'd like to see, I imagine, for what Mother Nature dealt us. As here comes the animal, Jeff Taylor for the race lead. Not enough. Brad Calhoun leads the first couple of circuits here in Vivian tonight. Wow, they are 4 wide here all the way mid-pack. Cade Dillard just threw an elbow to the inside of the 91 of Craig Oaks. They're going 3 wide back there, mid-pack down the back straightaway. David one's up to the 21, racing hard there as well. With the 17 of Tidwell off before their door-to-door for the race lead. I mean, there is absolutely unbelievable racing going on all over the Arklatex Speedway right now. Oh, and Jeff Taylor nearly lost the handle. Taylor nearly lost the handle there. Here comes Searcy, Arkansas. Tyler Stevens to the front. Here comes the Searcy, Arkansas racer driving the Razor Edge Graphics number 2. Here he comes at Larry Shaw Racing Chassis. Into the mix, Chad Melton now throws his hat in the ring. He'll become a player. Down the back straightaway, Brad Calhoun out front with the race lead in 77. Tyler Stevens working the hub of the racetrack and working it well. He's already disposed of the 5 of his fellow Arkansas counterpart, Jeff Taylor, the animal, who has pressure now from the Flower Mountain Texans, Chad Melton, and nosing ahead for the race lead. Nope, not enough. The 77C of Brad Calhoun and that GRT chassis still lead. The Tyler Stevens, the red-haired assassin, down the back straightaway. He said, you know what? I went ahead and wrapped the checks for this deal, and they look pretty sporty. So does my car. The Razor Edge graphics man is going to take the race lead at the line. I might as well go ahead and take the check back to Searcy with me. Down the back straightaway off of turn number 2. Tyler Stevens has his head on fire right now. Stevens back out in front. A racetrack that I imagine he has a lot more laps here than the majority of these guys that are racing in this main event. Outside of Cade Dillard, Craig Oates. I'm sure Jeff Taylor's raced here some of the past, as well as the 21 of Winslet. But not a whole lot of experience spread out through this main event. Tyler Townsend, another guy who's raced here quite a bit in his past. But there's a lot of new faces here at this racetrack who have competed here much or very often in their racing careers, which is definitely a factor in this race tonight. Tyler Stevens, though, first time here ever in an IMCA modified. Off of 4. He has found the dig. He has found his niche around this racetrack. He is running that Chris Hennigan line. Of course, Chris Hennigan, the all-time winningest racer at this racetrack in the history of this racetrack since it opened in 2003. No driver has scored more ticket flags at this racetrack than Chris Hennigan. And he is just able to execute. I call it the Chris Hennigan line because it's whenever somebody starts executing, he's able to just dive their car down the low side and drift kind of high, wide there off of 2, like Tyler Stevens is able to do, and the caution flag comes out. And looking around the racetrack right now to see what the reason could be. And around the Arklatex, came to Texarkana, 67 Speedway, and swept one of the hobby stock and his Larry Shaw chassis modified earlier this season. And tonight, trying to get back to Barksdale Federal Credit Union Victory Lane. Lights are out. We are back underway here in Vivian. Jeff Taylor went a little high, wide, and handsome there on the restart. They go 3 wide there momentarily. He finds a big run, though, down the back straightaway. Use that top side momentum to his advantage. Into turn number 3. Melton going to hug the hub of the racetrack to the inside of the 77 of Calhoun. Calhoun back on the loud pedal. And the 91 of Oaks and the 01A of Armstrong into the mix. The pair of team look-alike cars down the back straightaway. Armstrong knows how good that Shaw car is. Both of them been great to him all year long. And here comes the thriller, Cade Dillard. Wow, Dillard is up on the wheel now. Dillard all the way from, I believe, the 7th row. I believe he started 14th or maybe 16th, if I'm not mistaken. Starting Cade Dillard, working his way closer to the front. He may need another caution or 2 to really, really pay dividends for him, but he'll dispose of the 91 of Craig Oates. He'll work on the 77. Made it all the way back to the 5th spot. Who led the first couple of laps in this one. Winslet now getting around the 91 of Oaks. Drew Armstrong just ahead of the 97 of Dillard as they head back off into 1 and 2. And I tell you what, folks, that outside line is starting to pay dividends now. Here comes Jeff Taylor. Taylor with Chad Melton in tow. That low side, Tyler Stevens is going to have to get up off that bottom because here they come off of turn number 4. It's hitting up at Arklatex Speedway into turn number 1. Jeff Taylor riding that outside with reckless abandon. What more do you want, race fans? Down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Jeff Taylor smelling that outside. Melton goes to the bottom that time. Taylor catches the character spot. Upsets the car a little bit, but nonetheless he is there. As the great announcer Rick Eshelman was saying, he's going to knock on the back door like a trick or two with a sweet tooth here a couple of months before Halloween. Down the back straightaway. Here comes the animal. Jeff Taylor going to crawl. He's going to claw and scratch and fight his way, trying to grab the top spot off of turn number 4. Searcy, Arkansas. Tyler Stevens slams the door shut right now for the time being. Says, get out of here. He'll go to the top side. He has good intuition. He felt it out of his peripheral hearing. He says, somebody's got to be up there giving me a run. But now Taylor, he says, I'll try down low, big boy, off of 4. Down the front straightaway. Stevens still continues to hold on to the race lead with Melton in tow right behind the tilt tank of the 5 of Jeff Taylor as they head back off into 1 and 2. Hustling their cars around the Arklatex Speedway with reckless abandon. Down the back straightaway, we get one caution, folks. I am telling you right now, it's going to be a 5-way car breakaway for the lead as Drew Armstrong and the thriller Cade Dillard has worked his way from 15th to 5th in the first 20 of this one. 20 laps are scored. We're down to a regular dirt track Saturday night 20-lap mad dash for the checkers now. And Stevens has went back down to the hub of the racetrack. He's never quit searching. He went up top when he needed to protect the lead and shut the door on the 5 of Taylor. But now Taylor's getting another run on him. You got to get that momentum wound up. You got to get that chin kind of lean down, those teeth clenched, and you got to get back in the zone And he's trying to hunt down these guys, and right now Taylor has found his zone again. And he is going to hunt down the two of Tyler Stevens. Once again, we'll see what happens. Dave Dillard continues to wage war here for the fourth spot with the 01A of Drew Armstrong. Milton is giving all the 5 of Jeff Taylor all he's worth here. Solid performance tonight for the 21 driver of David Winslet, who sits 6th right behind the fielder Cade Dillard. Oaks is 7th as they roll off a 4. Wow, Chad Milton all over. Flirting with disaster to the tail tank of the 5 of Taylor. This race here, if we stay green, and that's what I kind of would love to see, may want to see a caution just to see what Dillard or Armstrong may have, but you also want to see these guys have to race through lap traffic. It is going to get fun. It will get interesting. There's no doubt about it, I believe, no matter how the cars may fall. We are setting ourselves up for a fantastic finish tonight here at the land of the 3 wide. And they are all tucked in well on the high side of the racetrack. Minus the 2 who darts back to the bottom there, swings out wide off the exit of corner number 4 as he sets his sights back on turn number 1. The Razor Edge graphics man of Tyler Stevens. If you're looking for a wrap, he provides some of the best looking wraps in the business. Mentioned earlier, he just wants to take back one of those checks that he wrapped for this event for the Firecracker 40. He is going to have to get up on that wheel and earn it like he has done the first 26 laps of this main event. Down the back straightaway. Now lap traffic becomes a reality. Where will Jeff Taylor go, or where will the 2 go? Taylor may have the whole advantage up on your leader. As, like I said earlier, you want to oftentimes be the driver running in second rather than being the driver out front, dictating where you should or should not go. You can pick and choose where the leader goes and go to the opposite, but we'll see what happens. A little bit of a skate there to the middle point of our off of turn number 4 for the 5 of Taylor. He'll get back in the throttle here, setting sights on the rear deck lid of the 2 of Tyler Stevens for the race lead. Into turns number 3 and 4. Carter will be the next car to be a victim to go a lap down. Not quite approaching all these cars and putting them down as quickly as you may think. So it's not really impeding the progress too much of Stevens. But you got to think that at some point, this may mess him up. But right now, they're all continuing to hug the top side of the racetrack while he hugs the hub. And he's not losing any types of ground right now. He'll go back to the bottom here in the 1 and 2. And look to dispose of the 5 of Carter. Chris Carter not going to get disposed of easily, though. Going to make Tyler Stevens earn it. The 5 of Taylor trying to close that gap and go now. Of a 4. Taylor's closing in just inches by inches each and every lap. Not closing in by a large mark. But that time, there it is right there. If Taylor can do that each and every turn, watch this big run he gets down the back straightaway. He goes up into 1 and 2. Oh, man, that just shut the door on him. Here comes Milton to the inside. Right to the inside there. Carter holding back and impeding the progress, but Taylor will get by there unscathed now. Watch what Taylor does right here. He'll go up. He didn't do it the same that he did last time by, but I think the way he wants to finish this race and get a run on Stevens is he goes up and grabs that cushion, kind of the middle point of 1 and 2, and then he diamonds off the corner and gets back into the throttle much sooner than the 2 can. And that's where he's really going to make his hay. Let's see if he chooses to do it again this time. Diamonds off the corner. Stevens just so smooth around the bottom of the racetrack tonight. Jeff Taylor, one of the very best in the business, been doing this for quite some time. Off a 4, down the front straightaway on a warm July night where the IMCA modified to get kicked back off here in the great state of Louisiana, where Arkansas and Louisiana, Texas all meet right here at Arklatex Speedway. IMCA modified back for the first time in quite some time, in over 10 years in Vivian, Louisiana, as they head back off into 1 and 2, heavy lap traffic up ahead of your leaders. Seabird, the initial pole sitter of this race, gets disposed of, and here comes the animal, Jeff Taylor. He's going to get a run down the back straightaway in the turn number 3. Lap traffic up ahead, heavy in front of your leaders. Taylor going to smash that cushion with reckless abandon, boy, and he really caught it that time and upset the race car. Stevens going to continue to hug the hub of the racetrack this time. Taylor is doing everything he can. It will not be for a lack of effort tonight. Chad Milton jumped the cushion. He dropped the 4th spot, as going to 3rd is Armstrong. 2 laps to go at Arklatex Speedway tonight. The red-haired assassin, Tyler Stevens, on the loud pedal down the back straightaway. He has separated himself by another 2 car lengths here on the closing waning laps of this one. The white flag is coming out this time by. I don't believe that they'll be able to do anything with him. He has driven an absolute, pure, flawless race tonight. Had a great run going in last year's race for Hope 74 down at Batesville. Final time down the back straightaway. He's been waiting for quite some time to get his first ever win here at Arklatex. He's had some strong runs with the Doug Murphy. But tonight, for the first time, your IMCA modified winner in over 10 years, Tyler Stevens from Searcy, Arkansas, parks it in Barksdale Federal Credit Union Victory Lane. Second, go to the animal, Jeff Taylor out of Case City, Arkansas. Third, we'll go to Drew Armstrong. A great run for Jeff Taylor tonight to come home in second. A great run as well for Drew Armstrong. We'll get ready to talk to the driver of the Sherrills Automotive Sensations Gentleman Club, Team CDR Racing Shocks, Razor Edge Graphics, Larry Shaw, Racing Chassis. Give it up for him, ladies and gentlemen, from Searcy, Arkansas, Tyler Stevens in Barksdale Federal Credit Union Victory Lane. Tyler, I know it's got to feel good at this particular racetrack. You've tried it in the recent Doug Murphy Memorials. You come here tonight, the first time IMCA's been here in over 10 years, and boy, I tell you, Jeff Taylor made you earn that one. But man, this car was just so stuck around the bottom of the racetrack tonight.
Man, we got pretty good there around the bottom, and then I could hear Jeff, on the top running it in, and I decided I better get up there and at least try to find what I could hear him trying. So, real good night. Had a blast racing with everybody. When you can come out here and win at this racetrack with all the caliber drivers that are here, it's a big win for sure.
You definitely had to have been nervous, though, because, Jeff's one of the best in the business, and all that, those great racers all behind you. I'm sure you didn't know where you needed to go through lap traffic there late in the going.
No, I was just trying to be smart, more or less. I didn't want to give it away in lap traffic, and I figured if I hit my line, Jeff, we live close to home and race each other a lot, so I knew he'd race me clean, and can't say enough about the Larry Shaw race cars. Todd Sherrill at Sherrill's Automotive for giving me the chance to drive it. We've had a good past few weeks. We went down to Texas and ran good, so hopefully we can carry over tomorrow night.
How much are you just enjoying racing right now? This IMCA stuff seems to really fit the bill for you. It seems like you're having a ton of fun right now.
Man, IMCA has really given us something to where you can competitively race on a everyday working man's budget, and that's what I really love about IMCA. Plus, it gives you great racing. I mean, hats off to Gene getting this racetrack ready. Thanks to Chase and Jason for putting this deal on. Hope there's a second one.
Hey, man, anybody additional you want to thank on the race team before you head out?
Yeah, definitely. My wife, my baby's here. My parents just rolled in late, so that was cool. Dad got to catch that. Just everybody that helps out. Cade Dillard, CDR Shocks, he helps us a bunch, and he helps us a bunch with tech help. So big shout out to him. Just everybody behind our team, man.
Hey, you got to wrap your own checks, too. You get to take the thing back home.
Yeah, that's a cool deal. That'll be a cool one to hang on the wall.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Give it up for him, ladies and gentlemen, from Searcy, Arkansas, Tyler Stevens, parks it in Barksdale Federal Credit Union Victory Lane. Lights are out. Jody Davidson trying to get his first career factory stock victory tonight in an Outlaw chassis number 90 with the Triple X rocket of Sean Graham to the outside. We're underway for 20 laps. The distance to your factory stock main event on this Tuesday night special for the Firecracker 40. After Tyler Stevens just won the 40-lap main event for the IMCA Modifieds, they go at it tooth and nail down the back straightaway for the top spot here on the opening lap of this one. Who gets the whole shot and leads lap number 1 is going to be so very important. I feel like who will lead the final 19 that count, and Jody D is going to lead the first lap. He better get up top and start to protect. Here comes that Ford Power, rising to the occasion, trying to go to the inside of trouble. Sean Graham for second, and wow, he is on the loud pedal, folks, and he is moving. Here comes Scotty Case, making a case for the race lead. Scotty Case, and they go 3 wide momentarily for the top spot. Sean Graham trying to fit the gap, and wow, Case just took over the race lead. Scotty Case is up on the wheel tonight, baby. In the 1 and 2, here comes the Ford to the front. Scotty Case, wow, proving that it was no fluke the night that he beat the 81 of Ingles, who was actually marching his way to the front as well. Here comes Ricky Ingles there, trying to grab 4th away from the 55 of Myers. What a race we've got here early on in the factory stock main event here. Down the back straightaway. This great racing you're seeing right now, these guys race for $10,000 on the line. Down the road in Greenwood, Louisiana, the Boot Hill Speedway. $10,000 win. for the 4th annual King of the Hill. They race for $5,000 again this year right here for the Cajun Cruiser Classic. Should be another good one as well. Down the back straightaway, Justin Whitehead. Not marching his way closer to the front as I expected early on in this one. Nonetheless, the 36J has his work cut out for him, but you never can count him out. Oh, Whitehead just stuffed his 36J into the wall, rode the wall, and grinded it like Tony Hawk on a skateboard there. Down the front boulevard and down the back straightaway once again. Case smelling the tire tracks of the Nania Davidson, who is trying to cash in and get some revenge after the bad luck in the limited modified race. Down the front straightaway, Case holds on to the bridesmaids honors with the Triple X Rocket of Sean Graham. Running him hard. Off the 2. Down the back chute. Graham going to take a peek there to the inside. Can't get the job done. The J27 continues to hold him at bay. Graham going to go to the low side of the Arctic Speedway this time. The 55 of Myers trying to fit the gap and close that gap. And Sean Graham has no choice but to continue to roll right there to the center part of the speedway. This may be one of the best cars that Sean Graham's had in quite some time. For some tumultuous, just very, very bad luck over the last couple of years. And Graham's back up front where he belongs on a week-to-week basis. Just had some really, really bad luck the last couple of seasons. This car has undoubtedly been up front week in and week out. Oh, and Cody Myers really lost the handle right there in front of Ingles. Here, look at Ricky Ingles. Ricky Ingles trying to get 2 for the price of 1. The Walmart special for car number 81. Ricky Ingles working his way to the front. Wow. He gets 2 for the price of 1, but Sean Graham says, no, you don't. Sean Graham rides back to his outside of the Triple X. Factory stock racing at its finest here at Arklatex. We may seem better in the past, but it's always good. You call them like you see them, I guess. Into 3 and 4 off of 4. The Nadia Davidson, though, out front on his lonesome. No pressure for Jody D. Into 1. The Nania Davidson continues to lead the herd. The J27 of Case holding off the charge from the Triple X Rocket of Trouble, Sean Graham. The 81 of Ricky Ingles right there in the mix, ready to pounce. The 55 of Myers at the outside of the 81. Ingles is using the quicker line around the track, but just not quicker in speed as they continue to roll the outside. Look out, Whitehead. Whitehead got squeezed by the 81 of Ingles. Ingles tried to come up the racetrack and shut the door on the 36J of Whitehead unintentionally. Made a little bit of contact with him there. But off of turn number 4, Whitehead going to pull to the back bumper to the 81 of Ricky Ingles. Doug Vick Jr. in tow. The clutch 20 suspension injury of Neil Kent just gave a shot in the shorts there to the 4. Everybody kind of top screen, high side hustling now. Nose to tail from second on back. Graham continues to roll right there, though, in the middle part of the racetrack, and it's good enough for him to stay right there in the mix between second, third, and fourth. Cody Myers hanging out that right rear. The green and yellow light is on. Down the back chute. And I think we may have had one go over the top of turn number 2. All the while, we stay green. And Neil Kemp has trouble as well as the 13 of Jonathan Maxwell. Oh, boy. Oh, Ricky Ingles got a right front end broke. The 81 of Ingles is broke. I didn't see what happened there. I was looking around the racetrack to see what may have been the reason for the caution, but the 81 of Ricky Ingles is broke. That right front is totally damaged on that 81. It's just a matter of time. Oh, wow. Ricky Ingles. And he will come to a stop down here in turn number 1, and the caution flag is going to come out on the racetrack. The caution flag finally waves. Who's led every single lap in this one from the drop of the green flag. We'll see what happens with Cody Myers there to the inside of the Triple X Rocket of Trouble, Sean Graham. Justin Whitehead on the back bumper of 55. Scotty Case in 5th. We're back underway here at Arklatex Speedway. Back into 1 and 2. Here comes Myers to the inside of the 90 as well as the Triple X Rocket of Trouble, Sean Graham. Down the back straightaway is approaching turn number 3. It'll be 3 laps to go this time by. 3 laps to go this time by down the front boulevard, the Nadia Davidson. Here comes the Triple X Rocket of Sean Graham once again, and Whitehead's all over the back bumper of Triple X. The 7-time Cajun Classic winner is ready to go and ready to pounce, and around goes Vic Jr. and the 87 of Green. Vic Jr. facing the wrong direction. The caution flag waves with 3 to go. Muster up enough momentum to get around him and put him in the hip pocket. We'll see what happens as Davidson trying to get his first ever factory stock win tonight just in time for the big crown jewels coming up here. The lights are out. We are underway. Not a good restart. Bob Myers, he got a shot in the shorts there on the restart for the 66 of Jacob Wilburn. We're back underway into one. And a great restart for trouble. Sean Graham. Sean Graham going to look to get some clearance and slide up on the 90. He won't find it. Down the back straightaway. Jody Davidson going neck and neck with the Triple X rocket of trouble. Sean Graham. Oh, my goodness gracious. Davidson and Sean Graham throws a slider on the 90 of Davidson, and Davidson's around. 2 to go. And Justin Whitehead's going to get around him as well. Here comes the Whitehead with the Triple X rocket of Sean Graham out front with the lead now. Davidson's going to cross underneath the 36J or try to. He won't be able to get the job done. Wow. What a chain of events here in this factory stock main event. The white flag's going to be coming out this time by. Holy smokes, race fans. Whitehead's there. Oh, my. You know that Whitehead's going to throw a slide job on Sean Graham in 3 and 4. You know it's coming, folks. You know that it's coming. Alpha 2 headed down the back straightaway. Who's it going to be tonight? Whitehead's about to throw it. Here he comes. He's going to throw it down to the bottom of the racetrack in 3 and 4. Sean Graham knows he's going to be there. They're going to drag race to the line. Sean Graham's going to win your factory stock main event tonight here at Arklatex. And made the move that he ain't got no brakes, so he said he hadn't had brakes for 10 laps. How about it, ladies and gentlemen, for trouble, Sean Graham climbing out the car in Barksdale Federal Credit Union Victory Lane. Yeah, you got to love a driver getting fired up like that, man. This is... You tell me, how about that race, man? Did you think you had a chance on that 3 laps to go to slide up on Jody like that? What a race.
With no brakes, I didn't. You usually have to have brakes when you come off over here, but he run me real clean. I think I ran him clean. I hope I did. I watched and watched and watched and watched until I couldn't see him. I had to move up. And then I seen Justin, and I knew he was fixing to do it, so I moved down the line.
Did you know Justin was going to throw it down to the bottom of 3 and 4? I told the fans, I said, you better watch it because here it comes. 36J's throwing it down there.
That's why I moved to the center. Yeah.
I tell you, man, what a race. I mean, you guys from Scotty Case, Engel, all you guys from second on back at one point because Jody was gone on those first couple of cautions, Sean. And I tell you what, I wasn't sure anybody had anything for Jody, but I thought maybe you guys had an equal car. I wasn't sure you could make the move, but that was a perfect restart you timed there.
I just had to figure out what my car wanted. I didn't make no adjustments from the heat because I didn't know, and this ain't usually how we get it. So this is all new stuff. I just had to adapt.
How special is this, though, for this particular car, man? You built this thing, brought it out earlier in the year, and, man, this thing has been a hot rod, man. It's one of the best cars I think you've had in quite some time. Now your 5th win on the year.
And I've raced it 8 times. Yeah. And I've been in second, DNF to 1. Yeah, it's a pretty good hot rod.
Got to give you some confidence going forward, man. I want to give you an opportunity to thank all the folks that help you out your race team.
Woo, W&W Timber, J&J Motorsports, Hitman Designs, Canon Solutions, Summer Grove Automotive, WCH Race Engines for the awesome power, Pro One Transmissions, JRP, Bulletproof Tees, my fiance Brittany, who I hope is about to come up here and sweep this thing for us, and my son Racing, my buddy Jason, and all of our crew, Chris Shaw, everybody. I appreciate each and every one of y'all that stuck around to watch us.
Love to see you fired up like that, man. Congratulations.
Oh, if that don't get you fired up, you may as well quit this.
That's right. If you don't like that, you don't like dirt racing, folks. Give it up for him, ladies and gentlemen, from Shreveport, Louisiana. Trouble Sean Graham parks it in Barksdale Federal Credit Union Victory Lane. For all of you great race fans that hung out to the final whistle here and hang out to the finale of this one, we thank y'all so much for choosing Arklatex Speedway as your official racing destination. And thank all of you folks that are tuned in live on IMCA TV. Brittany Shireen and Kayslyn Nelson, the 2 ladies, start this on from the front row tonight with a bunch of hungry hounds going to be barking at their tail tanks in this one. The 4-cylinder division here in the Arklatex is catching a lot of steam as of late. If you want to get into dirt track racing at an affordable and economical way, get out there and have some fun. You can find one of these cars race ready for around $800 to $1,000, $800 to $1,000. And here comes Converse early on, all the way to the back bumper. Trying to the outside of Nelson, gives a shot in the shorts there to the Triple X of Brittany Shireen. Shireen knows she's got to go. Justin Converse fighting to the outside of Brittany Shireen for the race lead. Shireen going to try to hold him off here, but for how long? Converse, the all-time winningest driver in this class since it began in 2015 around the Arklatex. He'll go to the race lead by half of a nose that time with the line. C49 takes the top spot by half of a nose. Shireen drives it deep back to his inside here. Down the back straightaway off the exit of turn number 2. What a drive tonight for the 14-year-old young lady who sits in third right now. Kayslyn Nelson doing a phenomenal job, and Brittany Shireen's not done yet, making work of the C49 of Converse for the race lead. Down the front straightaway. Off of 2. Converse now has sole command of the race lead by about a half a car length over the Triple X of Brittany Shireen. Shireen not done. And how about this youngster? I just mentioned him a few moments ago. I have got to give credit where credit is due. Ooh, the 14-year-old youngster, Kaislyn Nelson, has proven that she is going to be here for quite some time. The 14 just gave her a little shot there as she may have squeezed him up there to the retaining wall just a little bit. Of course, the 14 is Justin Lishman, the Texarkana native. As they head off of 4 down the front straightaway, Brittany Shireen going to make the C49 of Converse earn this one tonight. Down the back chute, off of turn number 2. 32 are hoping he pulls it down to the infield. Doesn't pull us a caution. And he does. Send him to promoter school. Send Luke Wheat to promoter school. He'll keep us under the green flag. The white flag will be coming out next time by for the C49 of Justin Converse. He'll head off into 1 for the final trip and the final race of the night here at the land of the 3 wide. On behalf of all the folks at this racetrack, Gene Border, the Border family, along with off of 4 for the final time, the final race of the night, going to go to the C49 of Justin Converse from Falk, Arkansas. We'll go down and get a quick word with him, and we'll wrap this one up. Once again, on behalf of the Border family, all of our concession stand workers in the American Industrial Concession Stand, all of our folks in the race and stuff souvenir stand, all of our ticket booth workers, sponsors, flagmen, scores, and tech men. I'm Zach Clark with the Race on Tech. Give it up for folks, everybody left in the house for Justin Converse from Falk, Arkansas. Justin, we'll get a quick word here and wrap this one up on IMCA TV, man. What a run. Brittany Shireen going to have to make this one tonight. Let's face these cameras, man. Brittany Shireen made you earn that one.
Yeah, she made me earn this one. The past couple times we've been out here with her, it's been a real close race. I've just had bad luck, but I took it this time.
Isn't it fun, though? The sportsmanship, Sean, she pulls up to you just a moment ago and says, what a great race.
Yeah, me and Brittany, we had a pretty good long talk back there earlier, and we basically congratulated or hoped both each other the best, We just both come out here just to have fun, put on a show for all the fans. That's about what we do the best.
Kind of a late night tonight. You got to get up and work early tomorrow?
Heck no, I got to go 67 Speedway tomorrow.
Yeah, heck yeah, man. It's been a good year for you. Going to go over there and try to sweep the weekend, aren't you? Or sweep the week. It's not a weekend anymore.
No, I swept the weekend last weekend.
You can't help it, can you?
No.
Let's hear about all the folks that help you out.
My wife, my kids. We kind of grouped on teammates, so it's kind of a TK Twisted Outlaws now. We joined forces. Basically just my wife, kids, friends, all the 4-cylinder guys and gals that help. That's basically about it.
Okay, you've wanted all these tracks around. I just want to ask you straight up, what's your favorite racetrack?
I like Lone Star pretty good.
Yeah, because that's the fastest track, isn't it?
Yeah, it's wide open.
I heard that, man. Congratulations to you, Justin. We'll earn well-deserved victory once again for you.
Thank you.
Give it up for him, ladies and gentlemen, from Falk, Arkansas. Justin Converse, your 4-cylinder winner tonight.